it was a dude standing there. You know what I mean? You know, so it looked like he was, you know, off point. You know what I mean?
Lit.
Yeah, look, I couldn't really tell. It's just like he was by himself. It was like, it was dark. You know what I mean? I'm like, all right, well, you know, this might be something easy. You know what I'm saying?
You approached him.
Yeah.
What did you say to him?
I approached him. I was like, yo, what's up? I said, let me get the money. You know? And he was like, that's when I realized he was incoherent. You know what I mean? And he was just like, you know, and I still was like, yo, I'm saying that he just like went wild, tried to grab me and all that, I said, oh man. You know, I'm a little dude. I'm like, you know, I fight again. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what I'm doing. DFG, you heard? Yeah, I'm from the streets where the hood was swallowing me. Bullets are following me. These haters out to get me. Look how this Prada fit me. We move around with blickies. I got that bag, not a stash. Thick as Lionel Richie's. Jack riding out the 50. Many men wish death upon me. Don't hold your breath, a nigga step and get pressed to concrete. I'm God's blessed. I don't stress, I get dressed to R&B. Teflon on, doing duets with an Aubrey. It be some tragic shit. Paramedics looking sad as shit. Throw a sheet over you like a magic trick. It's Hoffa. Trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rapper.
All right, we back. My expert opinion, #1 in the mother world. You heard? Yeah, I changed it. I changed it. We hit a million subscribers. I'm changing it. Woo! I like to thank my mama. I like to thank God. You know what I'm saying? He believed in me. When haters wanted to hate, he showed me I was great. I want to thank MECC. Because half of this is technically yours, so.
Oh, nigga. Put the Tito's down.
Woo! Thank you, G.Dep. Thank you to everybody in the room. Y'all showed up here. Y'all could have been any place else on earth. But you're here with us. I want to start this off. Matter of fact, MECC, do you want me to leave it to you?
Nah, because I'm going to start off with some other shit. Rest in peace.
That's what we talking about.
Rest in peace, James Earl Jones, who lost the goal. Frankie Beverly, we lost. Chino XL, I've been saying, but it's Chino XL for life. We're losing good people. Rest in peace, Fat Man Scoop.
Fat Man Scoop.
Fat Man Scoop. Brooklyn Clan. Fat Man Scoop. Brooklyn Clan.
Rich Homie Quan.
Rich Homie Quan. That hit home.
We should all be so lucky to get sent off the way Fat Man Scoop did at the Apollo. A bunch of people showed up, pulled up for him. Shout out to Sway for emceeing the entire joint. Shout out to LL for showing up. Harlem's own Jim Jones, ASAP Ferg showed up. There's a lot of names. Teddy Riley pulled up.
Wow.
Busta Rhymes pulled up. How dare I forget? We should all be so lucky to be sent off like that gentleman who was a voice of the club and a voice in the culture. Right. Shout out to James Earl Jones, who was a voice for generations. The voice of Darth Vader and Mufasa.
Did you see what they did with the Empire State Building?
Yeah, which was crazy. Which was super crazy.
They had Darth Vader on the whole building.
With the music.
With the red lightsaber and everything.
Nobody got no footage of that?
Oh, no, it's out.
I said it's out there. It's out there. They had that up the whole night.
My favorite clip.
That's dope.
My favorite clip was the scene from, they said, this is how James Earl Jones is rolling into heaven right now. And it was a scene of him from Coming to America rolling up on the barbershop with the flowers at his feet. And I wish that for everybody, all of the above. The Frankie Beverly, the voice of every picnic, cookout, graduation. You've been hearing this man's voices in the background of your life so long you don't even know who that is. Right. And that's him. That was your mother, your grandmother, your uncle, your aunt's soul music before it was a term. Frankie Beverly was out there putting numbers on the boards and giving us classics, along with James Earl Jones, along with Fat Man Scoop, whose voice we will never not hear.
Bruh.
We will never not hear that man's voice. Work with Missy, Timbaland. He's the reason why Faith can't have a song to herself.
That's a fact.
I never knew you.
There was.
Bass drop! Done. Done.
Talking about the Fat Man Scoop song?
Yes.
Yeah, nah, that's Faith joint, man.
Wow.
Bottom line, people, please take care of yourself. We're not supposed to be losing our great ones in their 50s. James Earl Jones hung out till he was 93. He was blessed. Salute. But 50 is not the end goal for us. That's supposed to be middle age. That's not supposed to be where you end off at.
That's a
It's
fact.
not. It's not supposed to be like that. Black man, take care of yourself, please, because you can't live a legendary life and then have it cut so short.
Yeah.
People miss you. People still want you here. You still got work to do. There's still an impact for you to make. Every day you wake up is another opportunity for you to prove that you're supposed to be here, that you're here for a reason. Take care of yourself. We can't be taking L's to bags of potato chips and fried chicken. That can't be it. In moderation, but please, just
watch what you eat. Might have been eating it for 30 years, but I guarantee you it's not the same ingredients today than it was 30 years ago.
Anniversary of Pac's death, anniversary of Chadwick Boseman. Like, it's a lot of sadness in there.
Rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman.
We're just losing good people, and we
P&B
Rock. P&B Rock. Don't even let me forget that.
Yo, I do want to say, as a testament to the energy that Fat Man Scoop brought to all of us, his last words were, "If you came here to party, make some noise." You can't go out any better than that. He went out doing what he loved.
Not for him.
Moment of silence for all these good brothers. Thank you, y'all.
Moment of noise for Fat Man Scoop.
Make some noise! Make some! Yeah! All the chicken heads, be quiet! All the chicken heads, be quiet! Oh, man.
You got long hair,
I know
your hair from your ear to your sleeve, even if you got a weave. Yo, can I get a whoop whoop?
Yo.
See?
Niggas ain't realize how classic the brother. But that's what it is, man. We gotta celebrate each other while we here, though,
That's
man.
a fact.
It always seemed like dudes will bash you, and then, but what about when the dude is gone, though? Like, you know what I mean?
That's when they want to give you your flowers.
Yeah,
that's when they want to
be
post
like,
you.
Yo,
That's
I
when
love
they
it.
spend $4,000 on bottles and put your
Side
name
talk.
on. We give you $4,000.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's a fact. That's a whole fact. Actually,
I
for
gotta be
4,000 for 8 years.
I gotta be honest. Let's change things. Let's change things. Shout out to my man Vaughn Jeff, because he had the idea of creating murals for people while they're still here.
We got one of Big Daddy Kane in the hood, Vaughn Jeff.
That's a fact.
Shout out to Big Daddy
You know what I'm
Kane, you know what I
saying?
mean? The legend.
There should be one of Fab in Brooklyn. There should be one of Jim and Cam and Joel's in Harlem.
Freaky
There should
too.
be one of me in Brooklyn also.
We got to get some real artists though. Real artists. Fab posted a picture of him. He said, "Who they think this is?" The artist screwed it up.
Yeah.
So we need real artists to do
Right,
that.
real artists. Like, I think that's something I would definitely like to invest in. So, you know, Vaughn Jeff, holla at me. Any great artists out there, holla at me. Let's start doing that. Let's create places where people can go and feel celebrated while they're still here.
Oh, shout to Mano. Mano had Mano Day in the hood, and the
Shout
style
to
was
Mano.
beautiful. Was no violence. Shout to everybody that came out in the style. It was a great look. Shout to Mano. Mano Day was official.
And I want to add to that, Mano never pulled a gun on me. Stop the stupid shit. Stop that stupid
It's
shit.
Big Brooklyn over here, man.
Stop that stupid shit.
Yeah.
Man. Come on.
That's the first time I ever heard
I never heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never
heard
Well, we don't even need to talk about
Y'all don't really pay attention to the chatter of,
I surely don't.
you know.
Well, yeah, y'all be kicking my ass in the DMs and all of that about the Brooklyn Way. Listen, man, the Brooklyn Way TV. Go subscribe right now. Join, become a member to see season 3. right now. 28 fire episodes. My man Math in there. About to get my man MECC in there. We about to go crazy, man. Subscribe. The Brooklyn Way TV, man. We back.
I need PC.
Gat facts.
I thought you said you was getting me in there.
You
bro.
definitely
See how
shout
you
to
feel
my
about
brother
it?
Spinoza.
Yeah.
Spinoza gonna be in there. My man A all the way. Global. He already in there going crazy. I done shot at him. Goo, we done. Yeah, man. The Brooklyn Way TV, man.
Get back.
He gonna get his get back though.
Yo, Gat, we gotta talk about that, man. I want in.
You was pause.
No. I want in.
Pause.
I want in for real. I want in for real. We're gonna talk about it.
Let's get it.
My man Spinoza in the building.
My brother,
Yo,
for
you know
many
what I'm
years,
saying?
Yo,
many years.
hold up. The guy that got Bobby Kennedy on the show.
Yes.
Facts.
This is the
This guy. This guy.
Don't listen to none of this shit you hear. I'm gonna start popping my shit for real. This is my brother. This is the guy right here that got Bobby Kennedy on the show. He made a call to me. No one else.
No,
Couldn't get
he
a
called me
contact.
too.
You didn't pick
No,
up.
hold on.
Hold
There
up.
we go
Yo,
again.
stop.
Math ain't pick up the phone.
You didn't pick up the phone,
He ain't
bro.
pick up the phone.
Yo, listen. Yo,
We
man.
spoke on the phone.
I don't know why you did that. You could have just left
And
it
guess
alone.
what? No.
Cause I was-
Guess where he was at?
Left that alone.
He was in Florida.
He was in
He
Florida.
don't pick up the phone for me.
No.
Yo, listen.
No.
We're not gonna do this
Yo,
again.
man,
know
you
what
should
it
have
is.
just been
We do
quiet.
Yeah, like
My
seriously.
brother called me.
He called me too. You ain't pick
I
up the phone.
three-way Math. I don't know. He picked up that day and we was on three-way and we set that up.
And he was in Florida.
Spinoza.
Now, Math did say, he act like he ain't believe me. I never lied to Math a day in my life. I don't think I ever lied.
What?
To him.
How
You was like, you sure? I said, yo, bro, I got you. You gonna be his first stop.
Yeah, and that
And I
happened.
made it happen.
And that happened.
Exactly.
That happened. Yo, don't. Hey, bro, like you gotta remember where I know you from. You gotta remember where I know you from. You tell me like, yeah, I got Robert F. Kennedy. He's pulling up. Like, huh? Spinoza? I mean, brothers change. We elevate. We evolve. Obviously, my man has definitely evolved. He's thinking of more worldly things and how, our environments are affected by the choices that we make as far as the people we put in office. And he's been dedicated to that for a couple of years. That's why I ain't been seeing him around. And I just figured that out. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, that was a great call, bro.
Speaking
That
of
was a great
evolution and the choices we make.
episode. Hold on. All the way A.
Oh, can't forget A.
All the way A in the
Pardon me,
building.
King. Pardon me.
Money dreams. I'm dreaming of when I'm gonna get like some of these clothes, bro.
Listen, I
Like,
can't keep telling you the same shit over and over, bro.
Pull up to the shop. He be
Pull
like, pull
up,
up to the
nigga.
shop.
Pull up.
Well, he got
All
clothes
of a
on.
sudden, I
He's
ain't
a
gonna hold
celeb.
I live uptown. He live
You a
uptown, but I
celeb.
gotta go to Jersey.
Yo, but the store is
Come
smack
out.
dead in the hood. I pulled up. I'm like, yo, I gotta shoot somebody. Like, what's going on over here? Hey, you trying to
Yo,
line
we
me, bro?
have-
What's up?
Listen, A-list celebrities, everybody pulls up. Everybody say it.
I'm talking
Everybody's
about when I pulled up, nigga, it was niggas on the corner, fiends right here in front of the shop. I'm like, yo, hey, what type of shit
No,
is this?
that's bad promo. We're gonna blank that out.
Nah, fuck that. It's
Don't
not
worry
bad
about
promo.
that.
It's in Jersey. The store is fire.
Nigga, text me the address.
Money Dreams, fire exclusive. I want my socks.
What part of Jersey is
I'll
it?
be on the path. Drop.
Newark.
Newark?
Newark.
I used to live in
Shout
Newark.
to Newark.
Text me.
Yo, I ain't gonna front. Niggas be cursing me out. I used to say Newark. They like, nah, Gad, it's
Nah.
Newark.
No.
It's Newark.
No.
You ain't
Shout to
call
my Newark niggas.
You
They
ain't
took
call it- you
New
ain't call
York
it
and they
house.
said Newark.
Yeah, I was like Newark.
You ain't
Niggas
call it
Shout
like
out to my
Nah,
bro
Jerry.
Dollar too, y'all.
You ain't call it
That's
Houston
something new. I ain't know
Newark.
that. I've been saying Newark for the past almost 50 years.
They gonna know. They gonna know we from New York.
You say that.
It's apparently a one-syllable word, and we
Yeah,
didn't know
Newark.
it.
No.
Newark.
Good to
No.
It was
chat.
aggressive. Too more.
Nah, go ahead.
No.
Go ahead.
Mac.
Speaking of evolution and change and making a bunch of fly decisions, we have here a veteran from the 90s who managed to keep his head together. He did his time. He's done some things. This is what street life looks like when you're really living it out loud. Made a transition. He's back home now. We're hoping all the best for him, and he's here to tell his story. Ladies and gentlemen, Uptown Zone G.Dep.
Take this money. Make this money.
Make this money.
Y'all play that.
Hey,
Y'all should have
no
played that
way
right
to
there.
take
Supposed to
this
drop that, man.
so that's
after
me. That's me doing the Harlem Shake as well.
We ain't see you shake one time in that video, man.
Yeah, I was.
And I'm still working on it.
Not a record.
Don't do that there.
Thank you.
do that there.
Thank you.
The record that
Uh,
really did it for me, Child of the Ghetto. We played it in the shop a couple minutes ago.
Copy.
I first heard it, I believe it was a clue tape. And I was like, yo, Dep is going in on this shit. Like the flow of it. And this was at a time when, you know, we had the Cams, we had the J's, we had the Nas's, we had you know, Rob was making his bones, rest in peace. The Locks. But you just had a special delivery. Like for real. Like for real. Where did that come from?
I think it just kind of like evolved out of, for lack of a better word, of how I, you know, started rhyming. You know what I mean? I was always a complicated, or, you know, a MC that wanted to, you know, wow people with the words I was saying, and you know what I mean. So like, you know, that style was just born out of that. You know what I mean? I would love to, you know, just put words together. You know. Right.
Yeah. Ciphering back in those days.
Yeah.
Who was in your ciphers? Because we hear, you know, Harlem is just different. You know
Alumni.
Yeah, it was bananas, man. I mean, back in the days, you know, you had, you know, when I was coming up, you had like dudes like Big L. Big L was around. He was like kind of like that dude in Harlem. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so you know, I was a little younger, so I was just coming up. I was just on mixtapes that's when you had Children of the Corn. And, you know, that's when Cam and Mace and them, you know, kind of first, like, you know, got introduced to everybody. You know, we had White Bread, God Bless the Dead, Bloodshed. You know, then, you know, so I was in that whole, you know, that whole vein, that whole circle, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Who else? Was Mace there?
Yeah, Mace was around.
Children of the Corn, right?
Mace was around. Got another kid named J-Lo. From he was down in East River, you know. We used to do our thing. Well, it was McGruff. That's what I was thinking about.
Furs on me back.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Oh man, Gruff. Facts. What were those ciphers like? You have any stories about? You know, I was in a cipher one night. It was such and such. Like,
yeah, I mean, a lot of times, you know, it was like 125th was like kind of the Mecca for that, like, you know what I'm saying? So dudes would just like be, you know, meeting on 2/5. You'll see anybody, like you might just be in the cypher with DMX one day, like, you know what I mean? And like it was crazy like that. DMX, Drag On, like you just, you know what I mean? Dudes before they were DMX was that guy, but he still was, you know, that dude that touched the people. You know what I'm saying? He would come out. He have his dogs with him and just, you know, he used to just get busy, you know what I mean? You know, you would see, you know, we had, you know, a lot of stuff was kind of like, you know, dudes that you never heard of again, but it was just, it was gladiator school out here, you know what I mean?
2/5 and Lennox?
No, a lot of times it was near the Apollo. You know
what I mean? Around there. And there would just be a whole bunch of dudes out there.
Yeah, man, just going ham. Any given time. You know what I'm saying?
Kind of like Virgin Mega in Times Square. You
We
go out
was
there.
there.
I used to be out there. I ain't come all the way uptown. But Virgin Mega store.
Everybody used to meet there. The
right in
Harlem
the front.
Thing, yeah.
Oh, what?
You trying to get cooked?
That's a fact. I can imagine. Yeah.
Right.
So, you know?
Or the other one in Union Square.
Union Square, right by the park.
Yeah,
right on the steps.
Or Fat Beats.
Fat Beats, Beat Street.
Beat
It was just certain places.
Hot Wax in Queens. You just had to know.
Mm.
You had to know to go there.
Damn, I didn't know about them other spots.
I think about.
You didn't have to.
Yeah. I would travel all of them. I think about your era specifically. There was a time when the industry, every crew in the industry felt like they had to get a dude from Harlem. It was like a run on Harlem. Like McGruff gets signed, Mace gets signed, Cam gets signed, you get picked up. Black Rob is here, alumni.
Big L.
Porter Rob. Big L kind of set the whole thing off. And then next thing you know, no label wants to be without a dude from Harlem.
Right.
When that mix is happening and Harlem is on fire, all eyes are on you. What are your thoughts? Are you planning to make moves? Are you even chasing rap at this time? Like, how does it go?
Yeah, what was the story?
Like in the 90s and all
Yeah.
that. I mean, I was already on fish and spaghetti. Nah, I'm just
Yo, fish and spaghetti.
nah, but I was already kind of like trying to get my thing on. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I didn't really realize, you know, like like even I didn't even realize where I was from. You know what I'm saying? Like I grew up here, so it was like, this is what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So, you know, when I realized that the game, the industry that I was getting in was a stylish place, and then I started putting two and two together. Like, where I'm from, dudes like to get fly, so I can understand, that if Harlem dudes fit into that. You know what I'm saying? So, but I never really was like pressured in me. Like, it was just like, I still got to try to get on. I can't worry about, what the status quo is or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So,
Were you still in the streets at this time? Like,
yeah. I was, you know what I mean? Like I was, out there. I quit school for the street academy. Like probably the dumbest thing I ever did. You know what I mean?
Right. What age were you?
I was probably 18.
18.
I was going to Iona.
you about to graduate.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
No. I graduated from
High school.
From high school,
Mm-hmm.
and then I went to Iona College up in New Rochelle.
Mm-hmm.
And, I did like a semester, and then I just like, Ma, taking my talents to South Beach. She was like, you can't be serious.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, look, like, I really feel like this rap thing is, something that, I want to do, and I feel like I could do it. I was that kind of confident, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, yo, well, I know sooner or later, that's how I really felt. Like, I know sooner or later,
it's going to happen.
Something will happen, you know what I mean? I didn't know when or how, but I just felt like I wasn't going to give up, you know what I mean? So
What gave you that confidence?
I don't know, because I used to like the music I was making. Like, you know what I mean? I think, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I used to listen to the stuff I made and was like, yo, this, as a, I was able to like kind of like,
Objective.
yeah,
Look
from
at
an
it.
objective standpoint, and be like, well, this is alright, like, you know what I mean? And I would listen, let people hear stuff, engage it, and I used to see responses to certain things. So I just kind of had like kind of like an instinct that, I might be able to do something with this,
Mm-hmm.
At what point did you feel like that it may work? This rap stuff may work?
I would say when I got on Gangstar's album, that's when I kind of realized, like, I was like, yo, this might actually happen, man, because I knew that was an industry like thing, like, you know what I'm saying, to be on a album with some notoriety,
Right.
How did that happen?
It's because it's a dude. It was a dude from my block. He's still here. Excuse me. His name is Shiggy Shy. He was in NYG's. He was in Premier's group. You know what I'm saying? Him, Panchy. Shout out to Panchy and Shiggy Shy. You know what I'm saying? They pulled me. They always thought I could rhyme. You know what I'm saying? So they was like, no, matter of fact, I had let them hold a demo of mine, and then they let Premier hear the joint, and then they came back one day like, yo, Premier like your stuff, man. I was like, word. I was just honored at that, like,
Right,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
And then,
DJ Premier?
word. I was like, he was like, yo, Premier think we dope, son. I was like, wow, that's what's up. So they put me on the back of the Mass Appeal album, one of the albums before. It might have been Don't Take It Personal. One of the albums before the Moment of Truth album, they gave me a shout out in the inset joint. You know what I mean? Back in the day, that was a big deal. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, so I really felt like from that, I was even like, I feel like I was on. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You was, right?
So, I was like,
So
yo,
this
I
is
see
before
my
you
name
was on.
open the joint up, huh?
So this is before you was on.
Yeah, this was like probably like 95,
No
94.
team, nothing?
Like, nah, you know what I'm saying? I just my man Keith Quest. We used to put our little demos together, you know what I'm saying? And just off that, son heard it, And he was like, yo, I'm feeling the son, I'm feeling the kid, you know, put me on the back of the album, opened the G.Dep. I was like, wow, that's crazy, you know what I mean? So
When did Diddy recognize you?
huh?
When did Diddy recognize you?
So that was a little after, you know what I mean? So so from that, about like a year later, Sha was like, yo, Premier wants you to get on that his new album.
Right.
Sha who?
Shiggy Sha.
Shiggy
the kid that's with the NYGs, you know what I'm saying? He was like, yo, he wants you to get on it. I kind of thought he was just like spinning me though, you know what I mean? But, you know, I was like, yo, good looking, all right, whatever, you know, one of them things. And sure enough, he called me one day, I got on the joint, and that was that. And then from there, I was like, yo, hold up. Nah, this thing might be real. Cause like now I know, you know, I'm no dummy, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, I'm on Gangstar album. Like that's he was platinum gold artist at that time. I'm like, at least 500,000 people want to hear about me right about now, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, yo, this thing might, you know. So at that point I was like, all right, well, you know, I kind of started trying to think a little smarter, you know what I mean? But I was still in the street hustling and all that.
Was one taken away from the other? Like street business taking up your industry time?
Yeah, in a way, like, you know, I would go months without writing rhymes sometimes, just because I was out grinding, you know what I mean? I would, you know, and to me, it was like, it was what I had to do, you know? I was like, well, you know, you get that feeling like, it ain't time for this right now, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I got to hustle.
That was a priority.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? So I had to get money and stuff like that, you know what I mean? But, yeah, man, so a little after that, that's when I ran into, you know, the situation with Puffy and all that.
How'd that happen?
It was really through same thing, you know, me running around with demos and all of that. I gave my and we talking about tapes, by the way. Nah. Tapes.
Those was the shit back in the day.
Dudes be like, demos, I told you he was smoking. He just said he had the demo in his pocket. Word up. So nah, you know what I'm saying? So I you know, I ran in, my bro had the tape joint.
Now you don't want
I
to
didn't want to say demo. That's a fact. So he let Rob, him and Rob was a little close. My man Puka Broxy.
Right.
You know, that's the kid I was talking about, special delivery, rap rule, you can ask Puka, that's my man, that's my bro. Right? So I was like, I said, you know, you don't let anybody, you know, listen to my joint, like, you know, one of them things. We let Rob hear, of course. Rob loved it, came see me like about a day or two later. Yo, bro, I want you to get on the album on one of those things. Like, you know what I mean? Again, I was like, yeah, all right, cool. Thank you. Thank you, Black Rob. Good to meet you. You know what I'm saying?
Rest in peace, rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace to the brother.
Rest in peace. Rest in
My
peace.
brother, man.
You didn't know him before that?
Nah, I heard of him. You know what I mean? Like, people told me, you know, he had got signed and, you know, and dudes was like, yo, you gotta know him. He used to always be running around rhyming, banging on the bench and rhyming. I just be like, damn, I might know him, you know? And then when I seen him, I was like, oh, okay, I did remember him, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But that was kind of the first time we actually met. Like, yo, what's going on, you know?
Right.
And
you see that? No Google. He couldn't Google.
Yeah, like you can't see.
You had to wait to see the nigga.
Right. I didn't know who he looked like. I heard about him for months. Like literally, like, you know, and then got to meet the brother and he was like, yo, I want you to get on the album. You know what I'm saying? And,
the first time he meets you, he asked you to be on his album.
Word. From that joint. I had it was a joint called Dollar Bill. And I was kind of like talking about money. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was talking about money like it was a girl, you know what I mean? You know, not too many want it. Not too many got it. Everybody want it, you know what I mean? And he was kind of intrigued on the joint, you know, so he loved that joint. He pulled up. He was like, yo, I want you on the album. I couldn't. That's why another reason I was like, word?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he was like, yeah, like, yo, I'm gonna call you, bro. I was like, all right.
So your demo got to,
Black
how did your
Rob.
demo get in the hands of Diddy?
Diddy never heard the demo. Like,
he never heard it?
Nah.
All right.
I wound up, what happened was I got on Black Rob's album.
Right.
Because he actually called me. Like,
Which
you know
was a classic project.
Word. So that's
Big
a fact.
project.
Classic. Like, I didn't realize how classic it was until he put it all together, and I was like, damn, son, like he was a genius, bro. By the way, like, you know what I mean? The kid that could put something together. You'd be like, yo, why you like this beat? Well, like, why? Like, you know what I mean? And he'd be like, yo, look, cause you. Like, people don't know, man. But y'all was an intelligent brother, man. You know what I'm saying? But so, you know, when I got on BR, when I got on this album, that's when Puff heard this stuff. You know what I mean? Like when I got on this album, he heard the rhyme. You know, really, it was really because the A&R dug the rhyme. Hoffa, yeah. He was like, yo, you know, I want to sign you. You know what I mean? But he was like, yo, he like, I want to sign you. This is, you know, let me talk to your managers and all of that. And they talked, and he hung up. He's like, yo, so look, you know, we gonna get these lawyers together and all of that, but the final say so is Petey, you know what I mean? So I was like, he was like, yeah, he gotta meet you before anything happens, you know what I'm saying? Right. And I was like, why? So that was how that went, you know. Then once I got with Puff, you know, then it was like, yo, all right, we gonna sign you.
How was that first encounter meeting Puff?
It was crazy. Believe it or not, it wasn't as intimidating as you would think, because it was like, he was just like regular, like, you know what I'm saying? He was like, yo, I pulled up, they sent the whip for me, and then I came to where he was at. I think he was in, he might have been in the studio, and I pulled him up, and I pulled up at the studio, and they like, yo, don't you even gotta come up, he coming down. Then he came down, and he was like, yo, good to meet you, man. He's like, yo, just wanna go get something to eat. I was like, all right, you know, it was mad regular, like, you know what I'm saying? So we went and got something to eat. We were just chopping it up. He was like, yo, so why, like what made you just ask me questions about hip hop and stuff like that? Like, yo, so, you know, what made you get into hip hop? Like, you know, and I was explaining myself, like, stuff like that. And then after we finished eating, he was like, yo, I'm gonna sign you, bro. You know what I mean? And then that was that.
So you ain't have to go through the whole thing of spitting 30 verses.
Nah.
Cheesecake.
Well, nah. Cheesecake. None of that.
Cheesecake.
Right. No cheesecake. No cheesecake.
No cheesecake.
Nah,
So, what was your answer
to Puff?
Yeah.
I mean,
To what made you get into hip hop?
really, I was, you know, I was kind of like, you know, looking for a deal for a while. You know what I mean? So, you know, they was like the hottest label at that time.
No, to what made you get into hip hop?
Yeah.
Oh, to what made me get into hip
The
hop?
questions that he asked you. What were your answers?
Yeah. Well, he asked me like, yo, like what do I, why do I, you know, like hip hop? And then he asked me, he was kind of doing the talking, like, you know what I mean? He was like, yo, you know, you gotta understand, like, this is a science, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was kind of like, yo, it's not music. People don't really understand that music is like, you know, it's a whole science to the thing. And like, he was kind of blowing my mind. Like, I never really looked at it. Like, all I knew to do was write some words, make sure they was, you know, hot, and you know, spit my lyrics and stuff like that. But he was like, yo, you know, it's a science to this, like you know, putting the beats together and you know, putting the rhyme, making sure everything, like. So I was just kind of listening. And then he asked me, he said, yo, so what made you like get into hip hop? So I told him, I said, you know, I grew up, I tell everybody the same thing though, like, you know, I grew up listening to, you know, I just admired, you know, the wordplay that dudes, you know, put together. You know, it was amazing to me, like how people could put, you know, words together that rhyme and, you know what I'm saying? So that was what I told him, you know what I'm saying? He was like, all right. And then I was explaining myself. He was like, yo, when you know, what's your birthday, stuff like that. I was like, yo, man, I'm you know, born in November 19th. He was like, oh, you're Scorpio. He's a Scorpio.
74?
Yeah, 74.
Right.
So he was like, yo, I'm a Scorpio too. He was like, wow, that's crazy. He said, so we started like kind of realizing that we looked at things kind of in the same way. Like, you know what I'm saying? And he was like, yo, that's dope. He was like, yeah. He was like, yeah, because I'm a little analytical too. I was like, yeah, you know, I like to, you know, I kind of like to look at stuff and, you know, kind of like, you know, just you know, pick it apart, like, you know what I mean? And he was like, yeah, I'm kind of that way too, man. You know, Scorpios are just analytical people in general, you know? And I was like, yeah, wow, no doubt. So we kind of just chopped it up like that, you know?
Not according to my baby mom. We're okay.
Oh,
yeah,
And we're
that's a different story. Yeah, that's
Oh,
a different story. But continue.
yeah.
I'm just saying. She just took a second to analyze shit. I'm just saying. Yeah. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Damn.
So y'all bonded.
Yeah.
It's two Scorpios.
Yeah, basically. Yep. I think that, you know.
And from there, what happened?
And from there, he was like, yo, so he's like, yo, I got to make a move. You know what I mean? He was like, yo, look, it was good meeting you. He was like, yo, I'ma sign you though, all right? Just like that. He was like, yo, I'ma sign you though. I was like, all right.
You been saying all right to everybody.
I was like, all right, well, yo, all right, that's what's up. He was like, so look, man, I know you gotta get uptown. You know what I'm saying? Piece me off. Yo, look, get uptown, you know what I mean? And yo, we gonna, you know, they already got everything going. So, you know, we probably be, you know, so he's like, yo, come to the studio, such and such date, you know what I'm saying? You know, I want you to start, you know, writing to some stuff, you know what I mean? I was like, all right.
You said he pieced you off?
Yeah, he gave me like some money to get uptown, like, you know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
He was
Wasn't like
Nah, it was a couple of
5,000
dollars.
real
Nah.
quick, like
It was a couple of dollars. He went in his pocket. He
it's
was like,
coming
yo,
out your budget.
He was like, where you going? I was like, I'm going back uptown. He was like, yo, he went in his pocket. He was like, yo, get uptown. You know what I'm saying? And I was that. And so I got, you know.
That was solid.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, the perception was always you and Black Rob was so close, and Black Rob was signed first. It always looked like Black Rob walked you into the deal.
Right.
Oh, copy. Yeah, a lot of people kind of. I mean, he basically did, you know, inadvertently. Like, if he never called me to get on his album, you know what I'm saying? Then the A&R was there. It's like it all kind of just lined up. The A&R was there that day, and that's how that.
But what I'm saying is, y'all look tight. Like you
Yeah.
and Rob, y'all look like
you was
y'all
down with
been
Rob,
running exactly.
and he just pulled you up.
Oh, I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Y'all have
Yeah.
been running for
That was the
years, went to
perception.
school together or something, and he was like, as soon as I get on, I'm gonna put my man. It looked like one of those situations.
Oh, what?
So this whole story is
Oh word! Oh word!
this whole
Tell
story.
me something I don't know.
Nah, this whole story is like completely left of what the perception was. Especially, what was the name of the crew? Alumni, you, Black Rob, and Porter Rock.
Yeah, Black. Yeah, it was me. It was myself. Yeah, let me turn this off. Oh, you wanted to turn that off, right? Pardon me.
Yeah.
Well, it was you had Phenom, kid named Phenom.
I forgot about him.
Copy. You had the brother Porter Rock. You had Ella Coin. Ella Coin was an alumni. You had Puka Broxy. It was another kid, this kid named Black, and you know, and myself. You had Raw Beans, kid named Raw Beans. You know, so it was a bunch of us, man. Like,
Yeah, but see, y'all didn't know each other. Like you, it sounds like you just met these dudes.
Well, I met a lot of them. I ain't gonna lie, but like, you know, when I started getting with BR, you know what I mean? They was kind of all his people,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? You had Bishop, kid named Bishop, you know. So you know, but it was crazy because like when you finally did meet these brothers, like it was like everybody was from the area. Like, damn, I live right like around the corner. You like, damn, I never met you, bro. Like, good to meet you. Like,
You never battled none of them?
Nah, we ain't never.
No battles?
Nah.
No
Porter
G.Deps?
Rock. We used to always be in little ciphers though, like wherever we went, because dudes wanted to always, you know,
Rap.
You know, rap and you know what I'm saying. Porter Rock used to always be going in, you know what I'm saying? And dudes was just back then, you know, dudes was just writing, you know, it was like so kind of like dudes was writing rhymes. It wasn't like our craft. Dudes didn't really have. I didn't have my craft together to where, you know, I always had raps, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I used to like sometimes, you know, be in the ciphers, like spitting old rhymes and all that, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, Porter Rock seemed like he seemed like he had like a freestyle thing going on. So he used to always be the one like, and dudes used to be like, yeah, alumni. Right above us, like, wow.
He was off the top.
Yeah, I don't know. Either that or he was probably he just was one of them dudes that had a lot of rhymes, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Me personally, like I used to lay everything down, like, you know what I'm saying? Once I wrote it, it would get recorded, like, you know what I'm saying?
Right. And then
So-
you put it.
Yeah, and then I just keep moving. Like that's how I recorded. So it was hard to accumulate stuff, you know what I mean?
Right.
And then
How long after this conversation with Diddy were you able to transition out of the streets completely? Like just leave it alone?
Did it ever happen?
Nah, it happened. It happened kind of immediately. Like soon as I realized I was signing, because I was one of them dudes that was always getting arrested, you heard? Like always. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
For what?
Like for hustling. You know, I was selling drugs on a block that was just so hot. You know what I'm saying? So it was like,
Or block?
yeah, right here on 15. You know what I'm saying? And so you know, it was just so hot. So you know, since I had just caught like a multiple felonies and just had did a bid. Like I caught a sale, right? Get ROR and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Before I even go back to court, caught another sale. You know what I'm saying? Then so now they kept me for a minute. You know what I'm saying? So then they let me go and say, yo, look, you're gonna do a 1.5 to 3, but you know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right. You know what I mean? I go out. I go out and they tell me that they give me a date to come in. I don't come in. You know what I'm saying? They give me a date to come in. I come in. They postpone it. They say, yo, I guess they was just giving me the rope. Like, yo, just postpone that because he gonna catch another one. You know what I'm saying? Sure enough,
you caught another.
Another one. Like 3 in a row. Bop bop bop. And I just didn't. And so I went and I was already on probation at the time. For hustling a little early, I caught a YO, so they gave me 5 years probation. You know what I'm saying? So so here I am with 4 felonies.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? It ran, just ran me concurrent,
and they just kept letting you out.
Yeah, but nah. Well, after like this guy's a gold mine. You know? All right, son.
Like, mentally, like that transition. What was it like for you? Like going from 115th to being signed.
It was kind of like, you know, I never really took the time to process it really. Like I kind of just like, I kind of treated it regular. Like I just went with the flow. Like I was still on the block. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm on the block with, you know, just jeweled up, big Escalades. I'm just still trying to do what I used to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then
why?
I don't know. I really don't. Like I didn't have like the direction.
Why?
Word, like that's a good question. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I was like, you know, I really felt like I wasn't gonna be that dude that was gonna change. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it was an authenticity thing.
Yeah, kind of. Like, you know what I'm saying? Right. Like, yo, like what? Like this is, you know, this what we supposed to do like, as black men. Like, you know, like in my mind, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, this. But I didn't realize. I mean, which is kind of true to an extent. But like, you gotta realize that, you know, when you transition into another, you know, stage of your life, you know,
you gotta let something go.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, you're allowed to grow.
Right.
Yeah.
And I wasn't.
And what was that point for you?
You said, "Fuck that."
I'm supposed to catch felonies.
Yeah, but nah, I wasn't hustling at that.
At that point, you wasn't. You was still just.
But I'm gonna stay on this hot ass block
corners
with a big ass car and a bunch of jewelry. I'm stay on this hot ass block.
I'm just on this block. I'm just, you know what I'm saying. I'm coming through every day on the hood. Like I'm going from the studio to the block. You know what I mean? Then I shoot back to Jersey to my little spot. You know what I mean? But I'm like,
nobody told you, no manager, none of your homeboys. So, yo, bro, go home. Don't be out here. Why are you coming back around? Nobody said that. Did he? Nobody. Hey, listen, why are you still going back around it? Like, bro, come on.
I don't know, bro. It just that wasn't my experience. Like I didn't really have like issues with people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. I was just
the kind of family.
Yeah, I was still the type of person that I could still come around. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's just how it was. And then so I came around. You know what I mean?
So what was that breaking point for you to be like, nah, I ain't coming back over here no more?
I mean,
or did that ever happen?
It really never happened. You know what I mean? Honestly, that's good observation. like until now, I realized that it had a lot to do with probably the fact that I was on drugs. You know what I'm saying too.
What kind of drugs?
You kind of skipped that part.
Yeah.
What kind of drugs? Oh, we was gonna get there.
Yeah,
you know
what I'm saying. Like,
what kind of drugs?
I was using. You know, I was heavy on the weed.
Yeah,
it's not drugs. But weed ain't drugs.
Yeah, I guess
that's
it's
a plant,
not,
bro.
Okay, all right. You know. You know what I'm saying?
You know, most of it starts out as a plant.
Most anything. But at the same time, you know, I used to mess with that dust a lot. You know what I'm saying? That was my thing after a while. You know what I mean? Like I started, you know, I told dudes that I used to clown dudes that used to smoke dust. Like, you can't be serious smoking that, you crazy, you bugging, like, you know?
Yeah.
And then one day I tried it.
Why did you try it?
I had just nothing else to do. I just was like, yo, what y'all smoking?
Boredom.
What point in your life is this happening? What's going on the day that you said, I'm gonna hit a dust blunt?
I would say this was probably like a little after the video had dropped. I was working on
what video?
No, excuse me. Yeah, I was still working on my album actually at the time. I was still working on my album. This was, you figure like 2000, you know, about 2000. Like I was signed for about about a couple of years.
Did you receive one of those Jay jerking you contracts?
Nah.
No.
My contract is
Loon already kind
yeah?
of disposed of that. Like, if you was on your diligence.
If you handle your business, you got what you what you needed.
Yeah. So, all right. So you're still working on your album, or you having writer's block?
Nah, I mean, I was still flowing with it, you know.
Right.
But it was just one of them things where I was so always out there, you know what I mean? Like I used to be sitting in my car writing rhymes on the block, you know what I'm saying? Posted up in the 1998 Volvo, you know what I'm saying? Sitting in, just wild weed, smoking, dudes knocking on the window. I'm like, dude, hold on, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm writing rhymes, you know what I'm saying? So, like I was just still out there, you know what I mean? So like, when I wound up just being in the mix of, that whole thing. So, I was like, yo, dudes smoking dust. I said, well, we hit that, you know what I mean? Just to see what's all this about, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I mean? Because these dudes, people was going crazy for this stuff. I'm like, yo, y'all smoking dust? You know what I'm saying? And dudes was like, yeah. I'm like,
what was your first experience like?
I mean, well, I smoked it first with weed. You know what I mean? So the dudes like put it in the weed, and it was like, yeah. So it was like I was stuck. I was like, I didn't really like it. You know what I mean? Because it was like I was too stuck. But when I tried it about a month or two later, by itself, you know what I mean? And I was like, okay. I could get with it. It was a whole nother trip. Like I actually started, I was tripping. Like I was like, yo, this
You wasn't like
about...
Chris Tucker and Friday though, right?
Nah,
right.
nah. That's the whole thing. Like it was so regular to me. Like I used to just smoke it. Like it was like nothing. You know what I mean? Like it was just a high. You know what I'm saying? So that was that became like my drug of choice after a while, man. So here we are, 2003, 2004. My mind is just on a whole nother. I'm on Mars at this point, you know what I'm saying? And then it's showing in my rhymes, you know what I mean? And then, I was just on a whole nother type of time, you know what I'm saying? Like,
when you say it's showing in your rhymes, how did it change your rhymes?
I mean, like, I just got kind of spacey, you know what I mean? Like, like I was like, talking about things that's, probably dudes couldn't really relate to,
Like what?
Like, just, I'm rhyming about, the circulatory system and like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm just super thinking, like overthinking everything. Yeah. Like I'm making these rhymes like, you know what I'm saying? And like, the rhymes is just, I'm freestyling half this stuff. Like I'm not even really, on my craft anymore to where I have to sit there and like, think of the metaphors and, kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, so it was just a different, person that, that people, that I'm pretty sure that the people at Bad Boy knew. Didn't expect it, you know what I'm saying? So
did you notice the quality of your shit dropping?
Yeah, I noticed that it was a difference in the way I, my process and how I wrote rhymes, you know what I'm saying? Like I never wrote rhymes, sporadically like that. Like I was the type to sit there and write them, you know what I mean? So I started I turned into that dude. Yo, you got a napkin? Yo, let me just, I'm writing on my hand, like, yo, yeah, that's a good one. I write that down, I'll do that later, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I was one of them dudes. So, it just, my whole thing, I started looking at things differently, you know what I mean? So,
but did anyone around you think, okay, he's smoking dust, we got to get him to stop, he just got a deal, like maybe he's working on his album, this is the wrong time to start a new habit, like,
yeah.
Was there anybody around trying to?
Yeah, I mean, dudes pulled me up for the most part, but it was like, it wasn't really a problem like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was to the point where it was like we was still doing what we had to do. You know what I mean? So
you were functioning.
Yeah, I was functioning. You know what I'm saying? It became a problem when, later on when we were trying to it came a point in the whole the Bad Boy Arista, deal that they were kind of restructuring the whole, company, you know what I mean? So I really didn't understand that, and things started kind of changing music started changing. Like the internet started to come about.
A factor.
Yeah, the whole factor of like how we was getting money. You know what I mean? And I'm still, doing what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So I kind of got, people was like slowly but surely like leaving me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just they were thinking on a different level than I was. Like,
Right.
like they were light years ahead of what I was thinking, because like dudes are actually trying to see what's the next thing, and I'm oblivious to the change around me, you know what I'm saying, as far as business, you know what I'm saying? So like at that point, that was when it became a problem, you know what I'm saying? Because now I'm just a high dude, and now dudes is like, what's up? Yo, and I'm not really, keeping up with the times on how dudes is thinking. Now you gotta focus. Like I'm like, focus. You know what I'm saying? Like focus. What do you mean?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm so I just kind of got, felt I started falling off by the wayside. That's just how that happened.
How did you shake your addiction?
I mean, really jail. You know what I'm saying? Because I wouldn't probably have, I was attempting to, become, get sober, but I wasn't serious. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I used to go to NA meetings and stuff like that. But
Now, here's a question. The people who were also smoking dust, they was in the circle that you was hanging with. Did you, at any point, cut them off when you was trying to stop?
I mean, at that point, I didn't really hang with anybody. You know what I mean? Like, at the point when I was, so we talking about 2008. At that point, I was, I had already kind of burnt all my bridges. Well, not burnt all my bridges, but I kind of kept people away after a while with what I was doing. You know what I mean?
Why?
I just think people just didn't want to. They were. It was too much of a tragedy to them. Like, you know what I mean? Like it hurt. I guess. You know what I mean? People was like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Like this, like you damn near turned into, they didn't. I was somebody that they didn't recognize. You know what I'm saying?
They looked at you like you was wasting your career?
Yeah,
Like
they
you was
I heard that.
throwing
I used to hear that all the time. Like, damn, dog, like, yo, you was there, and like, yo, and I was like, I was with. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't even. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understood my my opportunity, but I also felt like, I didn't change. You know what I mean? So I never really felt like anything was different. You know what I mean?
When you went to go get help, was it your decision, or did somebody tell you to like go to AA or AAA, whatever it is?
Well, it was, people kind of used to just pull my coattail, like, yo, my mom's, you know what I'm saying, mostly, you know what I'm saying, yo, look, I'm gonna put you in this rehab, you need to get help, and I would agree, yo, yeah, you right, Mom, that's a fact,
You sign yourself out, or you stay in it?
Yeah, I would stay in and come out and just do the same thing. Like, that's what I mean. Like, I wasn't taking things seriously.
Right,
like, I was thinking that magically I would be all right. Like,
Everything would be fine.
Yeah, everything. Like, so, I wasn't doing the work.
How many times you tried rehab?
I think I went to rehab, man, probably maybe about three or four times.
3-4 times?
You know what I mean? Yeah.
If you could talk to yourself back then, what would you say?
I would say get to the root of the problem.
What was the root of the
You know what I'm
problem?
saying? I think the root of the problem was me, man. I had some things on my soul that I needed to really address. You know what I'm saying? And that of course, what that was. You know what I mean?
Right. So, okay, the root of the problem, you had some things on your soul. When did you decide to walk into the precinct?
I would have to say 2010.
2010. And you were carrying this on your spirit for about 7 years.
Nah, this was on my spirit since probably, it happened in 93.
93.
Yeah.
Right.
So a little after I came, turned myself, graduated from college. I mean, from high school.
From high school.
And I dropped out of college. You know what I'm saying? And this happened.
Was dropping out of college part of that?
Part of
Well, you said this happened after you dropped out.
Yeah.
So you came back to the hood.
Right.
You're on a block. You're not doing college. Gotta have some money. Somebody in the circle got to play, or was it your idea?
Nah, it was really kind of my idea. Like, you know, I was kind of just being a follower. You know what I mean? A word. That's what dudes. A word.
Who was you following?
You know, I mean, you know, just the general, you know, consensus, the general, you know what I'm saying, mind frame. You get your, you have your, you have your hustle. You have your, your gun, you know what I'm saying? And, and you straight. You know, that's the hustler's kit, 101, you know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, I just had a gun. One night I just did something dumb.
What was going on in your life? Because I listened to your music, issues with your baby moms pop up. And that's where we celebrate together. You know what I'm saying? That's where we connect. And you got issues with your baby moms. What's happening?
I mean, that was later on, really. I didn't have a child until 98.
Till 98?
Yeah.
Okay, so at that time, what was the need for money?
It was just a thing where I didn't have any. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't have a job. I dropped out. Like I said, I'm dropout, college dropout, living in my grandmother's crib. So that was like, I said, okay, instead of going to try to get a job, I said, yo, how much can I make out there? I said, all right, you know what I mean? And I just did the math, Dudes was like, it was where I was living, it wasn't some place where you couldn't really like, bust out. You could, you had work, you could try to get it off, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I went and bought some work. I actually doing lint. This one, the grams, I think was $15 or something like that. So I went and borrowed $30 from my. I went and borrowed $30 from my bro. Like, yo, let me hold $30. I'll give it back to you tonight. And then he let me $30. I went uptown, bought 2 grams.
2 grams of what?
Coke.
Cooked it?
Nah,
I know you ain't trying to cook that.
Nah,
can't cook the
I went and bought 2 grams of Coke. Made, I think, 10 dimes. You know what I'm saying? I think I went back uptown again with the 100, and one of them things gave him.
Where was you getting it off at?
Right in the hood.
You made 10 dimes out of 2 grams?
2 grams, yeah.
You said it was $15.
Yeah. How?
Listen,
I was back
I was
then,
making,
though.
yeah, but I was making, yeah, I was wilding on. I'm talking about. Dudes was like, yo, what is this? I was like, yo, this is that thing right here. And I wound up getting it off. You know what I'm saying? Because it was one of them blocks. I'm telling you, that block was just bananas.
It was just crazy.
Like,
they were taking anything.
Yeah, you could just slide it in the mix. Like, yo,
took
here.
anything.
You know what I'm saying? So
crazy.
Yeah, so.
Selling anybody like niggas that hustle uptown.
Word, dudes was like, yo, what is this? I'm like, yo, bro, like,
oh man, it was the baby powder fairy. Get it on.
Word up.
It's gonna move.
That's a fact. But then, after a while, I stepped it up. You know what I mean? Once I had to step it up. That was the starter kit. You know what I mean? Starter kit. Got a couple of grams. Just,
Yo, hey man, if you've been there, you've been there. You know what it is.
Took that top.
Word.
Oh man. All right, so that's going on. What happens the night that you decide to bust that move?
To turn myself in?
No.
Oh,
The thing you turned yourself in.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it was typical. You know what I mean? Regular. It wasn't nothing out of the ordinary. You know what I'm saying? I just was like, yo, I need some money. You know what I mean? One of them things. Put the thing in the bag, riding around on the bike. Seen the guy, you know what I mean?
What did you see?
I just saw it was a dude standing there, you know what I mean? So it looked like he was, off point, you know what I mean?
Lit.
Yeah, look, I couldn't really tell. It's just like he was by himself. It was like It was dark. You know what I mean? I'm like, all right, well, you know, this might be something easy. You know what I'm saying?
You approached him.
Yeah.
What did you say to him?
I approached him. I was like, yo, what's up? Let me get the money. You know? And he was like, that's when I realized he was incoherent. You know what I mean? And he was just like, you know, and I still was like, yo, I'm saying that he just like went wild, tried to grab me and all that, I said, oh man. You know, I'm a little dude. I'm like, you know, and I fired again. You know what I mean?
Were you under the influence when that happened?
Nah.
You was
I was
sober?
I was regular, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is before you got into that habit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was young. I was probably only 18, you know what I'm saying?
When did you find out that you had killed him?
But that comes because you didn't know.
Nah.
So throughout this time, it's weighing on your soul, but you still don't know. So when you walked into the precinct and you told them, listen, on this date, I committed this situation. How did you feel when you found out that he passed?
I felt really bad, man.
What's his name?
John Henkel.
John Henkel.
Yeah.
John Henkel. And they told you this.
Yeah.
Because you tried a couple of times.
Right.
Why?
It was just one of those things, man. It wasn't a mind thing. It wasn't a heart thing. You know what I mean? It was a soul thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like I can't explain to you, like, you know, because a lot of people say, yo, you got a lot of heart that did that, like wow, and you know, stuff like yo, and, you know, stuff. I'm like, yo, bro, like I was scared to death, like, you know what I mean, for years before that, you know, even thinking about it, I used to be scared.
Did you think it was gonna come?
Yeah,
come for
you know what I mean? Yeah, like one day, or just the fact of how much time I would do, like, you know, I used to be scared to death for that. You know what I mean? I couldn't even watch the movie Life half the time just because they were saying life.
Yeah. Right.
I was like, damn, that's life. Like, you
Right,
know what I mean?
right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, you know, so.
But you still turned yourself in.
I know, that's what I mean. Like, I can't really tell you like what made me do it. It felt like it was just something that I had to do like that. It wasn't no other, you know.
You weren't under the
no other way.
influence. You were sober. It was just something.
Yeah, it wasn't no other way. I knew that I can write this. This had been on my mind for all of this time, and I'm like, okay, just fight or flight wise, like, you know, I felt like it was no other way. You know, if you're gonna, you know, resolve this, what way can you resolve it? You know. So I was like, you know, I'm like, yo, and I said to myself one day, I said, I'm like, if I turn myself in, like that would, you know, be probably the closest thing I could do to this for this.
And this was not influenced by drugs.
Yeah, this is, you know, regular day-to-day, you know, thinking, you know, to myself.
Right.
And when I thought, my heart just felt good.
Did you cry?
Huh?
Did you cry?
When
that happened, like, you know what I'm saying? When you was thinking about it was eating away at you, did you cry?
The night that it happened.
The night it happened?
No, I'm just saying in general. Like when you start thinking about it, did you tear up?
Yeah, nah. Well, it was more so like it was more fear. Like, you know what I mean? It was more fear of like at first
finally coming to get you.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah, at first it was more of a fear.
Right.
Did you tell people that this happened?
Nah, I didn't tell anybody about it.
No one else knew.
Nah, not that I know. You know what I mean? Nah, I don't think
for years, you just kept that like this one is on me. Nobody else is gonna know about this.
Right. You know what I mean?
I'm hearing this right. You didn't know that he passed away until you turned yourself in?
Correct.
That's what I'm confused about. I never knew that either.
Oh,
so let me ask you a question. With that being on your mind that you knew you committed this crime, did that contribute to your drug use at all?
Well, he said, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to answer your question. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that was one of the things that, you know, I was running from, you know what I mean? So, you know, the drug use was like, and that was another thing the reason why I turned to dust, because it was the strongest thing that I could do. Like, you know what I mean?
To kind of
Yeah.
make you not think
Right,
about
like
that.
you know what? And when I tried it, and I kind of left that out. When I tried it, I realized that I was like, now this is what I'm talking about right here.
I don't have to think about
Not
it.
to be funny, but like word
Yeah,
of mother.
no,
Like,
I
when I
get it.
tried it, I was like, okay.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't, you know, I'm on autopilot right now, and that was, and so, you know, that was what I you know, I turned to after a while. You know?
Right.
Should probably take the
Did you ever regret turning yourself in? Like after you in jail, like, damn, nobody wouldn't have known this, and maybe I shouldn't have turned myself in.
Nah, because it would have always bothered me. You know what I mean? So it wasn't really about what people knew or nothing like that for me. Like, it was kind of more just something that I needed to do. You know, I didn't care what anybody thought. I didn't obviously like what anybody would say or. You know,
So
that
you
was
turn
just-
yourself in knowing that you may not ever come out of jail again because you say you thought about that movie Life.
No, he didn't know.
Oh, he did.
That bro was dead until
the John died.
Right. Even I mean, but you're right though. Even when I went in, when I turned myself in, I thought I was like, you know, because it was a possibility. I didn't know, but I'm like, he might have. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, right now I'm gonna turn myself in. If nothing happened, I'm gonna move on. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So I'm like, yo, it's a possibility that he did die.
But you went back multiple times.
No, I went back twice.
Twice.
You know what I mean? The
Right.
first time I went, the dude said, all right, let me get your number. Yeah, he gave him my number. He gave me his card. He was like, yo, if we we're gonna look into this. If we figure something out, we're gonna call you. All right, is that okay? I was like, yeah, all right, cool. So I left and then lost that phone. Right? So then I'm like, damn. Because I was gonna just wait for them to call me. Like it wouldn't have been, we wouldn't even be having this conversation right now. I was just gonna wait for them to call me. But when I lost the phone, I'm like, damn. And this is my chance to really understand what happened that night. So I'm like, listen, all right, I'm going back. You know what I mean? I'm gonna ask him one last time, and then I'm done. You know what I'm saying? I went back, and that was that. He was like, he said, oh, wait right here. Went in the back, came back out. He was like, when did you say that happened? And I was like, da-da-da-da-da. He was like, yo, step back here for a minute. He's like, what? And then he started asking me more and more questions. Like, so what time you think it was? Was it at night? He said, what year was it? I said, 1993. He said, like, when do you think it was? I was like, I knew, because I remember it was around my birthday. I had on this brown jacket. I always remember the jacket I had on. So I was like, it was like in the fall, like, it wasn't really that cold yet. So he was like, about November, October, like around that? I was like, yeah, around that time. He was like, yeah. So he was like, yo, you just keep, you just kept asking me, like, so then come to find out that's what it, you know, it was definitely what I was talking about. You know.
And did you, when everything was presented in front of you, was that the actual situation?
Yeah. And we went to court. To actually see, because you know, I of course I confessed, so it's like, why would you go to trial?
That's my next question.
So, but my lawyer was like, listen, that might not be your case. You know what I'm saying? So let's make them pick everything apart, you know, so you can see all of the facts. We could all see all of the facts there, and then look at everything and make sure that was the case that you was talking about.
Yeah, because you ain't want them to plant no body on
Yeah,
you.
like, you know what I'm saying? Because he was like, yo, you sure? Like, you know, it could have been anything, or it could have been something else. Or,
Right.
you know, so.
Did you know in your heart that it wasn't?
Yeah, in a way I kind of did. I was like, and then when they showed me, I think they showed me his face. And I was like, that kind of looked like the dude. But even then, like, I started being skeptical, like, who knows? Like, I don't want to get railroaded. I don't really want to go to jail, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, let's just take it to trial, you know what I'm saying?
If you didn't want to go to jail, why did you turn yourself in?
I mean, I didn't want to, but I knew I had to.
You just wanted to confess.
Yeah, I wanted to get that
off your spirit.
Off of my spirit. You know what I mean? I didn't want to for 1 minute.
Did you ever think about a Catholic church?
Of course. My son's mother used to say that all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, like, you know, we feel like, I used to tell her, like, look, like, stuff be weighing heavy on me. Like, I know, I apologize for a lot of things I be doing, but a lot of things be on my mind. And, you know what I'm saying? I think she was actually one of the people that I actually told about it. Like a little before I came in, I told her, I said, look, this happened. I really feel like, I might turn myself in for this one day. And she was like, why would you do that? All you gotta do is, go,
confess your sin.
go confess your sins, and but that's not totally, correct. Even the priest would tell you, you need to turn yourself in.
You have to stop the
You
pain.
know what I'm saying? So, when people say that, I know more, that it's just more out of instinct. Like, yo, you could have did this or that or this, So, a lot of times, I just listen. You know what I'm saying?
You turned yourself in. You did your time. Do it still bother you?
I mean, it bothers me. It's one of those things now that I kind of think about. I have to know like what does a person that kills someone, like what does that look like in society? You know what I mean? So what that's what I think about now. You know what I mean? Like I can't stay stuck on what happened anymore. You know what I mean?
Because you can't change it.
Yeah, I can't change it. You know? So all I can do now is just accept it.
Did your part.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like all I can do is accept what I've done, what I've been through. Like what can I do? I have to live. You know what I'm saying?
Did you have any contact with the family?
Nah, they when I understand the brother-in-law, he contested, the whole thing. He didn't even really feel like I should have turned myself in. You know what I'm saying? But none of his family ever tried to contact me or anything. You know what I'm saying?
How much worse did you feel when you found out he actually passed?
I felt way worse than I felt just because you never. I mean, I didn't have no bodies. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, like, you never really could prepare yourself to know that you killed somebody if you just that's not your MO. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, damn, like I really killed somebody. Like So I'm like, it was like. It just changed how I view myself. You know what I mean? Like I felt like, how you go through life and you could, just tell yourself like, well, you know what I mean? You've been through a lot of stuff and people say this and this and that, but you ain't kill nobody. You know what I mean?
Right.
You good, like, spiritually, like, as you assess yourself,
At least I didn't do this.
Yeah, at least I didn't do that.
Right.
Or at least,
Right.
So, but now I'm like, damn, I did do that.
Mm-hmm.
So this is me now. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was rough, man. After that moment he told me, the DA told me that I did that. It was like,
How did your family feel?
my family, they because they didn't know I was gonna do that, obviously. So I had to call them. And, they were just supportive. They were just like, yo, don't worry, come see you. Most of them really didn't think I was gonna do time. They were like, no, you gonna be all right. Don't worry about it. Probably wasn't what you think it is and stuff like that. So they just tried to be optimistic. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it became apparent after a while that I was gonna do some time.
Right. Did you get criticized on the inside for it?
Oh yeah, dudes they understand that. But it was like, but then, that's one thing about jail. Like jail is like, after a while, it's like we all in here, bro. Like it ain't even nothing like, you see it all in there. You know what I mean? So brothers, after a while, dudes, I was just another number in there with everybody else. You know what I mean? Dudes got their own struggles. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Was there anybody that you didn't expect that didn't show up, like show love when you was locked up? When you was in jail? Anybody that you didn't expect, like that you expected to come see you and show love, write you letters?
I mean, honestly, it was like kind of at that point, I thought that relationship that I was in, like more so like out in the street, like, with like females I knew, friends that I knew, you know what I mean, would come see me. You know what I'm saying? But when it didn't happen, I wasn't upset. You know what I mean? Because it was like I understood that was my, you know, that was my journey. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And like brothers, you know, like how could you be upset for something that, you know, you initiated? Right. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, you know.
What about Mama Love?
Yeah, now Mom Love, man, she, you know, she stays consistent, you know. You know, Mom Love.
Ain't no love like Mama Love,
Yeah,
son.
No love like
you know
Mama
what I'm saying?
Love.
It was always beautiful to see her. Whenever she came, my brother, he used to come up and see me all the time, you know what I mean? My brothers. So, you know, I was just, you know, I realized the importance of family being in there more so. I was always a family oriented guy though, but, you know, more so when I was in there, you know.
Who came to visit you? Like, as far as like your industry friends, who came to visit you?
Not a lot of people. Like a couple of the Bad Boy Street team members came. You know what I mean? You know, not a lot of people, man. I was talking to people on the phone. You know what I mean? Type of thing. You know what I'm saying? But dudes ain't really pull up. You know, dudes. But don't get me wrong. Like dudes were supportive. Yo, you need something? Yo, I'm saying, give me your info. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But like, you know, that was as far as it went. You know, dude. Like I said, I didn't expect, you know, anything from anybody. You know?
I'll be honest with you. You're a good man. But you felt something. When coming from the environment that we come from, not everybody is in tune with that feeling. So for you, for this to even be weighing on you throughout the years, it's a reflection of how good you are.
Fundamentally.
Well,
on the inside.
I agree. I appreciate it,
Mm-hmm.
and I can add on to that and say, I think dudes are just, most people are just, they'll feel it, but they're afraid to show it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like they afraid to like, yo, you know, this is how I'm feeling. You know, because we're kind of taught to, you know,
The mask.
keep this facade. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I guess that was where I differed. You know what I mean? I didn't really care, you know, how people would perceive what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? So,
But you kept it to yourself to the point where you turned to drugs just to dial it down.
right.
You
So I
felt it, but
yeah.
you found a way to suppress
Oh
it.
no, we see that all the time and usually don't know what it is.
Like you see somebody crying out for help, right? You're like,
And
wow.
we
like, what's
usually
wrong?
don't know what the root of it is. You know what I mean?
Because if you found out the root, there's a chance that you would cut them off.
Or
If
you
it was
would change
something,
your
if it was
perception.
something terrible, you'd
Or-
be like.
No, it's mostly they feel like.
But that's what I'm talking to. That's what I'm. Yes.
Right.
That's what
we
I'm
don't
talking.
we don't create enough safe spaces in our community for things like this. That's what it
Bro,
comes down to.
We judge each other over clothes,
Facts.
shoes, cars, height, things we can't control, let alone something that you actually did that you feel bad for. Bro, the perception, today's perception, somebody will make you feel bad for feeling bad about doing something terrible. His own circle could have been like, the fuck are you complaining? Are you serious? You got away with it, right? Shut the fuck up. And now you really locked out. Because now you can't talk. Now you know you can't talk to them, and you got to keep it to yourself, and you feel fucking terrible about it.
And if you believe in any type of God or karmic system, it's gonna haunt you.
Yep.
Do you believe in God?
Yeah, I believe in the Creator.
Did you get closer to God once you went to jail?
Yeah, I would say, you know, I got closer to myself, and you know, in the understanding of what the Creator, you know, what he, you know, the whole understanding of what the Creator does, and what he, you know, what he expects. You know what I'm saying? So I could say I got closer to the Creator.
We get a hand clap for that.
We're gonna take a 5-minute break.
That was the best era.
Yo, the golden era.
The best era?
Yeah.
That was the best era.
Yes, it was.
For hip-hop.
90s, the 90s.
The 90s, early 2000s. No?
What was your era?
That sounds like a topic.
See, he
It's
probably
the
seen
best
when
era
hip hop
for-
first
Hold on.
started.
Let me hear his.
So what you
But
think
not
is
the
the
best era.
So what you think is the best era?
I say
Bro, so
that's
he's
I would say
you was born in the 70s.
That's 88.
That's why.
to-
All right, cool. His era was the 80s.
I would say
no. What he started is 88 in the 90.
That's what I said. The 80s.
7, 88 to 97, 88 to 98.
No, 96. Like,
You said 96 is
Wu,
the
right?
golden
they're saying
era.
that's the best era
You
of
said
hip
Wu,
hop.
right?
yeah,
The best era.
yeah.
How old were you at the time?
I guess between 16 to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's usually a nigga's
yeah.
favorite era.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So, but what did
Yeah, I ain't
you-
gonna
what
lie.
do you think?
That was
the best era of
Yeah.
hip hop,
90s.
of course. No, late '90s, early 2000s.
Nah.
That's what I said. That's what I
It's-
said.
those are the years that it was
That's what-
making
to
the
me-
most
to
money.
me,
That doesn't
I
mean
don't think that's the
that
best
shit
era.
was lit.
But,
Oh, yeah.
but the best era musically, to me, was the early surgeons. Well,
93,
Watch the
94.
Throne, early Drake, Kendrick, those eras.
the
come.
I think the
started
Ja
getting
Rule,
like,
that Ja Rule
Why?
era,
Why you shaking your head?
musically.
You did you jump to Drake as the best era in hip hop?
No, I said around that time, like
Uh-huh.
Wayne, Drake,
I don't-
Nicki,
Nah,
Ascension.
hell no. You
Nah.
skip MOP, Boot Camp Quake.
So, but this is what you saying. But musically, to me, I think Watch the Throne
So we
and
talking
Kanye's emergence
Let's
was the best music.
let's
era.
reword
You dig
this.
what I'm saying?
Let's reword this. Your favorite, because what we naming is your.
Yeah,
All right, my
That's
favorite
what-
is gonna
that's
be
your
late
favorite.
'90s, early
Early
2000s.
2000s.
That's right,
Me
yeah, that's
too.
a fact.
Right.
From Life After Death on, because Life After Death is my favorite album. So from Life After Death on to like maybe right before Nelly fell off, great.
That's your favorite.
Great.
50 was the last
Yeah, 50.
for me.
That 50 era,
Get Rich or Die Trying shit, that era was crazy.
Yeah.
I think that was the final. That was it. That's when everything went downhill.
but
after that.
50 kind of around that era, niggas stopped feeling like they had to rap. They started feeling like they had to be more real.
There's more
than
commercial records
artists.
around that time. You don't think?
That's a good observation.
You don't think it was more commercial music, like around that 50 Cent? When 50 Cent first came on the scene?
I think
came
with
after.
somebody leading the game, who was the main selling factor of him is just the reality. It ushered in a bunch of people who couldn't rap but had real ass lives.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, Jay-Z could rap though.
Yeah.
That was the difference.
Yeah.
50, he simplified everything.
He admitted that too.
Yeah. And for the masses.
Yeah.
But it became a marker like, nah, you just need a real life. And you could sell records.
Yeah.
So then here came the Gucci Mans and the this, that, and the third, and the niggas that we know, like in the cypher, nigga, you getting cooked. Like you couldn't last. You know what I'm saying? Like you out of there the third round, nigga. You done. You know what I'm saying?
Third.
I think that's when the South caught their wave, like after the 50 Cent wave. I think the South like really started picking up the
No,
wave.
it was before that. They caught on with
Yeah, I'm about to
Outkast.
say,
No, it's
yeah.
wild lyrics.
No. But
Outkast.
Outkast was not the example.
Scarface.
Sure it was.
No, Nelly was the example.
No.
Nelly was the example, bro. Everybody started auto-tuning and
No, he
T-Paining.
said when the South caught the wave, and Nelly
That's
wasn't.
when
Nelly
they
wasn't
caught
the
the
South.
wave.
He was Midwest.
When did the South catch the wave?
around
Outkast,
the
95,
T-Pain, Nelly.
95, 96.
When did Mike Jones drop?
95?
Mike
Y'all
Jones.
saying the South had the wave in 95?
That's when it started. Heck yeah, Master P.
But they wasn't like completely away.
No, they was way it was waving back, bro. You got to think about it. Them niggas invaded New York airwaves. It was
It was
over.
the 90s, yeah.
Cash
That was
Money and all that.
Cash
Black
Yeah,
Money and all
90,
that.
94, the Cash Money Records taking over for the 99 and 2000. That was like
Yeah.
after
right,
Master
right,
P
right.
had his whole shit.
Right.
But they were
Outkast had only what? Okay, never
It was
mind.
dominated.
Nah, they had the streets, bro.
You said
It
what?
wasn't
Never
dominated.
Master P had the streets.
I'm quiet.
Yeah, he did.
It wasn't dominated.
I'm quiet.
And we look
Who?
at
No
the
Limit?
best albums for those
You
years.
said No
they
Limit
was not
wasn't dominated?
dominated.
Scarface.
Them
was
niggas
one
were
of the-
selling in
killing,
places
bro.
that didn't
They
give a
was
fuck
killing.
They
about New
wasn't
York.
dominated.
And the New
That's
York
what I'm saying.
backlash was crazy back then, and everybody was jumping on their own shit. And the South had it going.
Mecca, they were not
So
dominating.
why did Master P show up the way he did?
Yo, Atlanta
They
had
were
it for a
not
minute.
dominating.
Okay.
South had it for a minute.
DMX was dominating at that time.
That's one nigga from out of the fucking.
he was
All right,
And
Rough
even
Riders,
that was-
whole wave,
Murder
locks
Inc. had
going
it.
over
Murder
the
Inc. had
them
it,
niggas
like-
was dominating,
You
bro.
know, you're saying it's like they, look, granted, the dude was doing
Yeah,
his
they was
numbers,
doing
but-
their numbers,
Right, I see.
but they was not like nigga, I get a Birdman feature right now, it's over. Nah,
What year
nobody
was
saying
that Cash Money Rough Riders tour?
Huh?
What year was the Cash Money Rough Riders tour?
The chilling circuit on the South, they was happy. They stars was on the chilling circuit. They was independently. You had that. Remember that magazine, Murder Dog?
Yeah.
Yeah. That magazine to show you all the blueprint that niggas in New York took so long. To
Yeah, they
figure out
had
that
all them
Oakland
little middle
and
states.
all them
Yeah.
dads and all of them niggas was running it up, starting labels, doing shit that niggas is just starting to do right now. Damn near. So what?
But musically-
and selling tons of
Musically, they was not
That's
dominating,
like-
bro.
But what you're saying, they didn't have the lane because he wasn't giving them the lane.
Hold on. What you're saying, because I'm listening to you, is that by the standard of New York, we were so snobbish. We didn't need y'all niggas, so y'all wasn't running shit.
Right.
But the markets everywhere else, the niggas was running shit. You understand what I'm saying?
But
And
who
they
putting
was
up
going
numbers? Who was putting up numbers?
over. Cash Money was putting up numbers. Master P was
Way
putting up
before it
numbers.
was on.
Do you
50.
understand that they had
Kanye. Who was bigger than these niggas when they was out? Besides Nelly and Records.
Master P.
So you're talking
No, he wasn't.
about-
Not that.
No, he
that
wasn't.
time, nah, hell
It's
no.
Eminem, Jay-Z, and Nelly.
And Nelly.
That was it.
And then 50 came in, right?
Niggas sell
And
records.
50 had a nice run. And Kanye took over from there.
Trick Daddy had a nice run.
50 was really. 50
We
was-
talking about 50.
Daddy had a
50
real
was
good
really
run,
riding
actually.
M and Dre's
I
way.
fuck with
Let's
you.
be real.
Not the
He
trick
had
now.
story,
Yeah, not this trick.
But if he did not go to Dre
This trick
and
now
M,
different.
his shit was not popping like that.
But regardless, that's the way it worked out. So that nigga dominated. And then Kanye picked up from there.
Tony Draper and them, Swab House.
And then the next niggas that we recognize as niggas leading the
Swisher
game
House.
was Kendrick and Drake.
8-Ball, MJG and them was nice. Lyrically, was nice.
Slim Thug had it for a minute too.
When Diamond?
Okay.
I never did. I didn't
Outkast
forget
went
that the
crazy.
Fugees went diamond either.
Right.
Before them.
Right.
Without the Fugees, there probably ain't no Outkast. So I still,
That's not. I don't.
without the Fugees, ain't no Outkast.
I don't buy
You
that.
tripping?
I don't agree with
You
I don't buy
tripping?
that.
Niggas rap. Dungeon Family was rapping.
Without
But
Tribe
they
Called
wasn't
Quest, there's no
dominating.
Outkast.
When we talk
but I
about
don't
kings
believe the Fugees.
of the game,
But we trying to explain to you that they couldn't dominate because a lot of the times we was gatekeeping the culture. So
Thank
we
you.
wasn't allowing them.
He said it the way that it needed to be said.
So what I'm just saying is, we was gatekeeping it and we was ignoring them, and that's why they band together and still got the unity and they still fuck with us. But they like, nigga, it's like slavery. Nigga,
Right,
like, nigga, remember what y'all did to us.
Yeah.
Nigga, like, we gonna keep
Like
our
Queens
Queens in
remember-
because when they do
Queens
shit
remember
back, we know y'all ain't gonna get it
Yeah.
back. So we gotta hold it down.
Just like that.
I don't believe that.
I'm just telling you.
I believe a lot of that shit is based on the streets.
I grew up in the South, so I grew up in New York, but every summer I used to go visit my family in the South. And that's how I would hear about all these musicians like Master P, my cousins and them. I'm bringing that shit back up here. Niggas would be in the project, I'll be writing for the project. That shit garbage. Y'all talking crazy. I'm like, yo, bro, y'all minds is not even open to hearing other people's music.
Right.
If it's not Biggie, if it's not this and that, niggas don't want that. I'm just saying, like, this niggas don't want to hear it.
And there's nothing wrong with that because
I was on
So you not giving
I was
niggas a
on tour in
chance.
94.
no, I give
You know what
niggas
I'm
a chance, but understand we got standards.
I was on tour in 94 with Dougie Fresh. So I was there when who's the hottest nigga in the streets in New Orleans in the strip club and they saying Lil Wayne. In 94, 95, the nigga was like 12. But the nigga had the streets already in New Orleans.
Right.
We down there and Master P is watching what we're doing, trying to pick up game. And that's where who
Say that
all
again?
shit. We're down there, 94.
And Master P
95,
is watching
picking up game from us.
y'all.
Right.
Watching New Yorkers.
Watching New Yorkers.
Okay.
Guess
But
what? That's what
I mean, but that's what it was.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it
my
was.
nigga David Band always talk about. To see all of us mostly come from the South, no matter what. Our families, our ancestors, we got some film the way to go to the South.
Thank
All the
That's
people
a
that came
fact.
to the North, were just Southerners who came to the North. which we were supposed to come up here, get the knowledge to take back to our families. You know what we did? We stayed and acted better than them, and that's why it always been that division. We have that family reunion of niggas thinking they better down south, calling us city slickers because we be ghosting them.
I don't believe that.
They overcharge them.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
I'm just saying, it's
No, you're right. You're right about a lot of that shit. You're right about a lot of that shit. But you can't play me a Master P album that's better than a Biggie album.
Now we talking about
So when I say music, when I say quality of music,
dominating is just you said dominating.
You're mentioning preference now. That's like two different things.
I don't care if Biggie win New York. If I sold more than him in every state, I'm president, just like a real presidency.
And he was.
Right. So that's what he said. That's what matters. It don't matter if that nigga got New York on lock. Fuck New York. I'll lose New York. Fucking cool. I'll get a group to rap about that shit. I don't care about that 5 boroughs. I'm gonna rap about worldwide shit and get everybody
universal.
That's what he said. So he said, the way he looks at it is that if you keep selling the most wherever, you the nigga who the nigga not.
Right. Where was Tupac born?
They say, oh, you the nigga because you go to that state.
Where was Tupac born?
New York.
Who did he get all the swag from?
Brooklyn.
Harlem. Because he was a university.
Harlem. Brooklyn niggas. Brooklyn niggas. Brooklyn niggas. Ain't no Harlem niggas.
What do you mean?
Harlem. He was in the Harlem.
He was around nothing but Brooklyn niggas.
No, he wasn't.
You bugging out right now. You bugging out.
Hey, yo.
Harlem.
Yo, call Little Sean.
Harlem, bro. You
Who's the
bugging.
Harlem niggas he was around?
My homegirl is Kato with some brother. That was Tupac right here, man. Trump Street.
Relax.
He
I'm
lived in my
from
building.
like
He lived in my
Right.
building on
I was
92
on
Wonda
the
side
street
Avenue.
with me when I was
This is
10
the old
years
school,
old.
man.
Pac's family is my family.
Right.
So I'm talking about Shaka Zulu.
Right.
Harlem.
Okay. Who dressed them?
What do you mean?
What age you talking about?
No. Haitian Jack. Haitian Jack gave that nigga all the swag. Where's Haitian Jack from?
Hold up. You know what you're talking about?
That's
You're
like
talking about
saying Jay-Z got all this shit from Biggs.
You're talking about...
No, it's not. It's not. I'm not. I can show you. I can show you. I can show you. I'm just saying. I can show you.
Yo, look what you started, Pop Juice.
Hold on. You're talking about after he went
Aaron?
and they came back. You're not talking about how he grew up. He grew up here in Harlem.
I understand that. I understand that. But
Aaron,
when he came back,
I mean,
he
that's
was
like,
surrounded by Brooklyn niggas.
and then he put a Brooklyn nigga on. He dressed the best.
He came here to shoot a movie, bro.
But then he gave...
And the whose swag did he have in the movie?
Whose swag did Big had?
The movie was shot in Harlem.
No.
Nah.
No. You tripping.
You wildin'.
You tripping.
Wait.
Pop is big. Then
Juice was
Oh,
shot in
Harlem niggas
Harlem.
gonna dress that boy. We ain't gonna talk about that.
These shit's running.
We ain't gonna talk about that.
This is running.
Big.
Hold up.
Yo, Juice was in shot in Harlem.
Huff wasn't dressing that
Dressed
nigga.
like him first.
Juice was shot in Harlem.
Big used to dress like that
Yeah.
every day.
Okay. Who in Cali dressed like that?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
All right.
Where did Big start getting the swag and all of that other shit?
Puff.
Puff.
And where Puff get it from?
Puff bit from me. Puff
Where
bit
Puff
from
get it from?
us. We was the dancing niggas in
That's
the
a
crowd.
fact. That's
Right.
a fact.
Red zone.
That's a fact.
Right.
Puff ain't have
That's a fact.
style. Puff was a biting ass nigga from the whole start.
Pop Juice.
He dressed noticeably like us.
Now we can't put it out. Now we can't put it out.
What do you mean? That's my brother.
Yeah.
I saved the space.
No, but I'm saying to you, when Tupac touched down in New York City,
I don't know why he's pointing.
he
at
was
himself.
around nothing but Brooklyn
That's
niggas.
not true, man.
That's not
That's
true.
How's it not true? Who he caught a case with? Who caught a case with?
He was born in
Who he caught a case with?
Dog.
Who he caught a case with?
That ain't got nothing to do with.
Who was he around all the time?
No case. He didn't do
Math, No, listen, this is what math means. Because we gotta move on from this. We gotta move on from this. Look,
You got the whole
this is
nigga
what
start.
this is what
Got us all
math
riled
means.
up.
Math mean with Pop, who had the better impression on Pop.
That's a fact.
Dance, dressing. Nah.
Brooklyn.
No, we talking
His style,
about
his style,
Brooklyn niggas.
to the world, to like the
man.
people that abuse him.
Yeah.
Not to
Down to his jewelry, all the shit that he
Brooklyn
used to
guys
wear.
is
like
more
to
impressionable
the
on him than
viewers.
anybody else.
I mean, Harlem.
Nah, when he played in Juice, he dressed like a Bronx nigga, man.
Uptown, baby.
He had his pants and his boots. Word?
Harlem was dressing like that?
Harlem was dressing like that. Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah. 40
Pac
belows and all that.
When he wasn't filming, he was
Definitely.
rolling dice all day.
All them niggas win
That's
similar
what
as
he
a car.
was.
I hear you, but I know for sure, Haitian Jack used to dress this nigga. They was down in jewelry, Brooklyn outfits, everything.
That might have been a little.
And he gave him the cross, and he
Little show, I just said how fast.
More than that. It was more than that.
It really wasn't though.
That short window of time,
really
they was
wasn't.
together.
Right.
So how was he even that much impressionable with somebody that short of a
It
window of time?
really wasn't.
Because he still, because he was. Because he was.
So he was.
Because he was.
Come on, Pop Juice, next.
Respect.
Next Pop Juice. This gonna go all night.
Respect.
All right.
Good debate, though. Yeah.
Everything started in Brooklyn, nigga. Everything.
Garden of Eden was in.
I started in Brooklyn, they take everything.
Nah, we ain't gonna have this conversation. We ain't gonna have
Take
this
it back.
conversation.
Listen,
later.
take it back.
Hold on.
No Brooklyn nigga can do without a Harlem nigga.
Allegedly.
What was Brooklyn's first hip hop anthem?
We never.
You don't know this right now. Don't talk.
Brooklyn's first hip hop anthem.
When you repeat
Yeah, I
the
know
question,
it.
you don't know it.
No, hold on. He about to give me a history lesson. Brooklyn's first hip hop.
It can only be two songs. It can only be two groups.
I want to.
I'm not gonna answer.
Okay.
No. And Mac,
He's
what the fuck
asking
you think
you.
I pay you for? Nigga? What you talking about? You're supposed to answer.
Not for this.
I mean, no, you talking.
You the one talking reckless.
Brooklyn, so now
Hold on a second.
No,
Hold on, real quick. Real quick. I'm from Queens. Go ahead.
Oh.
Go ahead. Nah, he
Love is
was.
the message.
Nah, you see what I'm saying?
I'm always from Queens. What you mean now?
Love is the message.
Love is
Cool.
the message. MFSB.
Love is the message. You
What
said
was-
he was
what
the
was-
first Brooklyn.
I thought you
That
said-
was the
You
first.
talking rap?
I'm talking hip hop. When the DJ played the record and they knew Brooklyn's in the house, it was "Love Is the Message." was
Love
the
is the
first
message.
part.
I wouldn't consider that rap.
Love.
No, but
Yeah, that's
he's
what I'm
right.
saying.
He
I'm
said
talking about
anthem. He
hip-hop.
didn't say. He
Was
just
that
said
on your
anthem.
list?
Yeah, that. It was either that, Go Stetzer, or if you really want to reach back, it was
You know something?
it was Milk D and Audio. It was Audio 2.
Well, now
Audio
you're
too.
going.
But that's
back.
further ahead.
But
Now
that's
you're further
not-
ahead.
that's
The first
further
But that
ahead.
wasn't an
Love
anthem,
Is
a
the Message.
Brooklyn anthem.
No. When
What was the
when
first-
Top Billin'
the
came
Bronx?
out, it
You
was
know Bronx-
considered an
You know
anthem.
Bronx first anthem?
No.
Apache.
Apache what? What record?
Apache.
That was the name of the
record?
song.
Breakbeat. Apache.
Yeah, the pat. Yeah,
That was
Yeah.
the Bronx first anthem. So that show you the difference right there between Brooklyn. Shit
Oh, nah,
started in
hell no,
Brooklyn,
hell no.
And shit started
Nah,
where it really
it-
started. in Apache.
I hear
Nah,
you.
ain't nothing.
I hear you.
I'm just telling you the truth.
I'm just saying.
Ask,
A little history for you.
Nah, it's cool.
We appreciate that.
It's
We
love.
appreciate
It's
that.
love.
Yo, quick question. If there was a top 3 rappers of all time, how many of them niggas from Brooklyn?
If there was the top.
And how many of them couldn't do it without a
Hold
Harlem
on, hold
nigga?
on. Hey.
Fucking
How
mean.
many of them niggas is from
And
Brooklyn?
how many couldn't do without a Harlem nigga?
I ain't gonna
Fuck
lie.
you mean?
2 of them. 2 of them.
Fuck you mean?
So we got 2 out of the top 3. That's what's
No,
up.
I'm
What's
just saying.
the criteria?
Yo,
Really?
Matt.
I ain't gonna lie. Fuck that. It's not no shit.
Yo, Matt, leave these niggas alone, bro.
Huh?
Queens got the building.
Nah. They couldn't.
What's the
Take
criteria?
that from them.
Criteria.
Ask that question.
Yo,
What's the
man.
criteria?
Your criteria.
Leave these niggas alone, bro.
Biggie, Jay-Z, and Nas,
Yeah,
right?
but Big didn't
What's the
live long enough.
criteria?
What do you mean he didn't live long enough?
Big, do you see how long? You see what Nas is doing?
We talking
right now?
impact?
Do you
we
see
talking
what
impact.
Nas
That's
is
a
doing
criteria.
right now?
Never mind.
But we talking
Never mind.
impact?
We're
Never
talking
mind.
about everything.
Never mind.
Nah.
That's crazy.
Best rap album of all
Now
time.
we don't win. Now we don't win someplace else.
Yo, hold on. Nas impacted Biggie and
All of them,
But his reign on the top. But his reign on the top was short like leprechauns.
Them niggas ain't
You
never
just
make
said
it
that.
Illmatic, bro.
But
just
Either
said
one
that.
of them.
Life After Death is the best album ever
Life After
recorded.
Death is one of the best
It's
albums.
Ever.
It's one of the top
Ever.
2 or 3
It's not
albums.
the best album ever. I respect
It's
your
better than
opinion.
Illmatic.
Yours. But
What?
It's better than Illmatic.
Now you bugging.
Nah, I'm not.
I think it
You
was
only
written. I
needed
think it
8
was
songs.
written was better than
You only
Illmatic.
needed 8 songs to compete with that.
I'll agree with that.
Double.
But Life After Death is better than both of them.
I'm saying, like,
What
like
you said?
Dep, what you say?
That's what you said.
Yo, MATHHOFFA feel otherwise.
G.Dep agrees with me, nigga.
G.Dep may be a little biased. He may be a little biased.
He from Harlem.
Yeah, this nigga rap.
Biased. He from Harlem.
Y'all forgetting about Pac.
All eyes
Nah.
on niggas might be better than life after death.
You wildin', bro.
No, there's records you skip on that. There's records you skip on that.
A nigga don't even have a classic album.
Musically.
And y'all gonna be mad at this. This is an unpopular opinion. But because of longevity, Kiss knocked Big out my top 5.
What?
Because of longevity.
I think Kiss would disagree with you on that.
But I'm just saying, I said something popular.
Kiss be like,
Right.
nah.
But you see what I'm going where
Because he done seen that
listen
man do.
And I watch. It's too much work.
So who's in the
It's
top
got
5?
Too much work.
Who's in the top 5?
Your top 5.
KRS-One,
The teacher.
Nas, Kiss, Hov. What was the last one?
Biggie, nigga, what you talking about,
Big, I
man?
just told you, Kiss knocked Big off. Pause.
Oh, out of the list completely?
He said out of his top 5.
It's top 5.
So
He's at number 5 now.
I'm
Who's
trying to remember
Big
who
gotta be
the
6.
next one was right now. Nah.
you ain't gonna say G.Dep?
You ain't gonna say Pop?
Who did I say?
You said
say
Nas.
Pop.
You didn't say Pop. You said Nas.
Pop.
All right.
Pac? You
Yeah,
put
he
Pac
got
up
five.
there?
Respectable list.
Yeah. Nas,
I
Jay.
don't respect the list of Biggie. I can't respect it.
Kiss knocked them off. You know when Kiss knocked them off the list for me?
We got to get back to this
Madison
interview,
Square
y'all.
Garden.
Yeah.
We got to get back to this interview.
This is good.
All right.
We back.
We back.
Great debate.
All these talks about best rappers. I know during your time, on the inside, how much did people talk to you about rap?
That was probably the only thing people talked about.
There was a lot of stories that you were able to give.
Yeah.
What was the top 3 stories that you gave about the rap game?
I don't know. Top 3 was probably just like, the stories about like how I got signed, stuff like that. Like, a lot of times I would talk about, Black Rob,
All right, so give us your best Black Rob story.
The best Black, I don't know, man. We had a lot of stories, man. Like we used to, like every night it, like you know what I mean. But so, I mean, I remember when he one time he said, yo, Dep, and this is like, this is not a bad thing, but it's kind of raunchy, you know what I'm saying? He said, yo, Dep, he said, yo, when I get my money, he said, yo, all I want is like 12 bad bitches in the crib, and I just want to feed them like they just open their mouths and I just throw M&Ms in their mouth. He said that's how I feed them. They just all day they just gotta just like open their mouths like you know what I mean? Like you know how you do like a dog damn near, like you know what I'm saying? Like he was like, yo, I just want to feed them all. Like every time I come in the house. Like they just open their mouths and I just throw stuff in their mouths. I said, damn, bro. He just wanted like a harem or like
Eminem eating women.
Yeah, just like
dental bills is gonna be crazy.
Right? He said, yo, Eminem's like
Eminem's
a lot of M&Ms.
crazy. It's a lot of M&Ms.
How was it when you found out that he passed?
Oh man. I cried like a baby when I found out. Like, that was the first time I actually cried like that when somebody passed away, which is crazy, right? Like my grandma's passed, like people passed in my life. It affected me. Different than you know what I mean. Of course, because when somebody that takes care of you pass away, it's kind of like it's
tough.
It affects you.
How did you deal with it?
But with him, it was kind of just like, I bawled. Like, you know what I mean? I was like, damn, because I realized I wasn't going to come home and see him. You know what I'm saying? It was like one of the things that I was looking forward to, It was like, damn, I'm never gonna see my bro again. I knew I couldn't go to the funeral, so it was like, yeah, it was really rough.
Were you able to stay in touch with him in those last days of his? Did you
Nah,
manage
not
to
in
hear
the
from him?
last days, nah. Like I used to kind of we were kind of in touch. A friend of mine, a kid named Legacy Ty, he was in touch with Rob a lot, so he used to send me videos. Rob out here, yo, what up, Dep? Yo, you come home soon, you know what I'm saying? Yo, it's gonna be real when you come home, type stuff like that. But like, that was to the extent like we didn't really chop it up all the time, and at that point, which was cool,
No. When did you
been
find
years,
out?
you know what I'm saying? So
When did you find out he was sick?
Dudes was telling me, like, I used to get word about him all the time, you know what I'm saying? Yo, he ain't doing too good. Oh, he doing good, he doing good. Mm-hmm. Or, so when I found out he was like really, his kidneys are really bad. It was probably like the year before he passed. Like he started, I started hearing more and more that he wasn't really like, dudes would tell me like, yo, I seen your man, he wasn't looking too good, like and stuff like that, And then other times you would hear people like, yo, he getting his stuff back, he looking strong, So I guess he was going through, like a fluctuation kind of thing,
Was it rough to be locked up while all this is happening? You can't talk to him, can't see him, can't go visit him?
Yeah. I mean, it was rough to the point where it was like, I would have to just realize that, I couldn't do anything about it. You know what I mean? So, it was just, I used to just hope for the best for him. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's really all I could do, and I used to get happy when it seemed like, people were saying he was coming out of, his health issues, that was like all I could do,
I'm sure you heard about like all the issues that some of the artists were having as far as contractually, the whole Let the Locks Go campaign and all this other stuff. And you're on this label. You're a veteran. Did you get formally released, or how did that work? Do you own your stuff now, or like what's the situation business wise?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely still own my, I signed the deal, for a certain percentage, you know what I'm saying, and I still own that.
Okay.
But yeah, it was really one of them things where like I know you said bro already told you, like, if you was on your, smart about your business, you're all right to the day, So,
right.
I was one of them people that I had a good management team. We got some good lawyers to do the deal, so we had a pretty fair deal.
It's got to be nuts seeing all the stuff that Diddy is going through now. Somebody who's responsible for changing your life, and now you look at where his standing is in society. It's got to be a little shaking your head just hearing it.
It's rough, man. It's ill, It's ill how, we it seems like we kind of quick to, just throw people in the garbage. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's what I get from it. So.
Well, a different side of him. The side is the side that everybody sees and what they see on the video and what they say in the papers.
Yeah, a lot of the artists from Bad Boy, well, not a lot of them, but there's a few of them who wouldn't have had the meetup that you had. Right. You know what I mean?
Did he reach out to you? Came home?
Oh, when I came home, yeah. Okay. Yeah, he hit me up. He hit a friend of mine up, kid Mel Love hit him. And then I think he got my numbers in some kind of way. And then he hit me up. We chopped it up. And first, he was going through it then. I was like, yo, hold your head, bro. He was like, I was like, yeah, man. He was like, yeah, man. Hopefully I'll be all right. I'll get around it. And that was our conversation.
That was before or after? Because I think that you put up a post like signaling the Diddy like, let's work.
Right.
Oh yeah, that was after that. Like, I had just came home, and when I did that interview, that was probably like when I was fresh home, like maybe like a week.
Because it seemed like Dep came home and didn't know the controversy that Diddy was in when you sent that message.
Yeah, a lot of people was like,
speak before that.
Or he was just minding his business.
Yeah. I mean, at that point, all I did, I knew the Sean Combs I knew, you know what I mean? Like, so that was all I went off of. I was like, I couldn't respond to none of that.
Right.
I just like, so I just, went about how I was thinking, you know what I mean? As far as musically and trying to, get another situation or just something, something going on musically.
Right. When you saw him recently in Harlem, right?
Yeah.
What was that meetup like?
It was good to see the brother, man. It was one of them things that, I realized how, like how long I hadn't seen him, in person for, I realized that. And then I also realized like that, the camaraderie that, BR, him and I had, like, you know what I mean? And then the fact that I wasn't, it was just me and him, it made me realize it, like, you know what I'm saying? It was like, damn, like, that whole dynamic was like kind of like, who, like how we dealt with each other, like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it was like, and it was apparent at that point that, BR was gone, you know what I'm saying? So that was kind of what the meeting was like, really like, you know what I mean? And you could tell he felt the same way, like, it was like, wow, like, things is different now, like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or
You had the opportunity to play him any new music?
yeah, I played him some stuff, you know what I mean?
What'd he say?
He was receptive of the stuff, man. He was feeling the couple of the joints, you know what I'm saying? He was like, yo, man, he still loved the music. You could tell, he just the same dude, man. He just trying to, shake a lot of this stuff off, Yeah.
I think about, I keep flashing back to before you went in, that day you turned yourself in. Sorry, I'm just rewinding a little bit. And I can't imagine what your conscience must have been going through to the point when you deprive yourself of your freedom intentionally. Had you not turned yourself in, where were you headed? How were you coping with the guilt?
I mean, it was to the point where I feel like if I hadn't turned myself in, I probably would have died. Because I wasn't living a healthy lifestyle, you know what I mean? Mentally, I was abusing myself, you know what I mean, purposely, you know what I'm saying? Like just smoking wild cigarettes, wild, you know what I'm saying? Wild.
Suicidal.
Yeah, it was suicidal the way I was living.
Were you?
Know what I mean?
Do you
like,
think?
I mean, slowly, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't care, like, too much about, myself. I cared about others more so than anything, like, you know what I mean? Like, I tried to take care of my kids, like, probably obsessively, like, you know what I mean? Like, overly, like, you know what I mean? But, like, myself, like, as long as I had money to get some dust, you know what I mean? Whatever checks I was getting, or, as long as I had a couple of dollars for myself, you know what I mean? To do whatever I wanted to do. I was good, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't need a lot, you know what I mean? So, that's just how I was looking at things, you know what I mean? Like, I was, and that right there couldn't have been a healthy way. Where was that going,
We didn't talk about your kids. How was your family coping with
You being gone.
all of this?
Right.
I mean, you mean now that I'm home?
Just the whole
I
process.
feel like you've been gone for so long. If the
13 years.
baby was a baby, they're not a baby anymore. By the time you come out, like, that's a huge chunk of time. I know people who commit crimes to stay around their kids. Like, they commit crimes to support their children, and here you are turning yourself in, knowing you're going to be separated from them. What's the conversations been like since you've been home, while you were away, like, whatever? How'd your family deal with it?
Well, my daughter, she was 12 when I turned myself in. And me and her, we lived together, we lived together since she was born, So she was kind of like my road dog, you know what I'm saying? So, like, she understood a little more. So, I'm pretty sure she might have felt, some kind of way, you know what I mean? But surprisingly, she especially as she got older, I always asked her to see, like, you know, what was her temperature about, like, you know, babe, look, you know, I didn't just leave you intentionally, right? You know what I mean? Like, per se, like, daddy had to take care of himself and things of that nature, and you know, or I wouldn't have been anybody, you know, done anybody any good, you know. And she, I understand, daddy, you know, I understand. Like, I saw how you were. I figured something was on your mind, and you know what I mean? So it's like, you know, she was understanding, you know, like I said, I don't know if that's what she's just saying, that she's a smart young woman, you know what I mean? Scorpio as well, you know what I mean? So she's kind of, you know, she knows how to not make a person feel uncomfortable, you know what I mean? So hopefully, you know, she's okay. She tries to, you know, she's real supportive, you know what I mean? But my sons, they were younger, you know what I mean? They figure 2010 they were 7. You know what I'm saying? So when I you know, they more so had more of a problem adjusting, you know what I mean? And you know, they were like, damn, why, you know, one of them had an issue to where he was like, yo, I want to steal something so I could go jail with daddy. Like, I'm like, you know, that stuff like that, I used to hear, man, it used to hurt my heart, man. It still hurt my heart. And they all right. You know what I'm saying?
How they're adults now.
Yeah, they're adults.
20 and 25?
20, yeah, they're 20, and my daughter, they're twins. And my daughter
got twins too.
Yeah, oh yeah?
The two boys are twins.
Yeah, the 2 boys are twins, and my daughter is 26, 25. She'll be 26 in November.
You go in there this big, you come out there
and they
full grown up.
Fully grown. My daughter is just a beautiful young lady, you know what I mean? And it's like, my sons, they grown men going to college, you know what I mean? Lifting weights and all that. I'm like, damn. Like, you know what I said? They talking to me like, yeah, dad, because like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
When I left them, it was like, so.
Are you still dad to them? You still, y'all managed to keep it?
Yeah, because, praise the creator, you know what I mean? Because, I could, I just could keep it, honest and genuine with them, and they, that's what they respect, So, they still call me dad. I feel like, I'm not there for them. I wasn't there for them physically all of that time. So, that takes away from, what a dad I believe is,
Sure.
But, they still, look at me as, their father figure, you know what I mean? And I still got to work. So now what I got to do is just work on, being their real dad. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Rebuilding that bond.
How do you do that with adults?
I think you have to just be there for them. Like whatever it consists of. Like, you know what I mean? Whatever they need from you. Even if you can't do it, that's what a relationship is. It's just kind of like we live in this life together. You know what I mean?
Right.
So just kind of just going through that discourse. Yo, look, whatever. You know what I mean? If I'm there for you, as long as I'm there for you, and then even if I'm not, that's still our relationship. Yo, dad, what's up? Like, you know what I mean? Yo, this is what's going on. Yo, so I think all I can do is spend my life with them. You know what I mean?
Now you had a 15 to life, right?
Yeah.
How did you feel when you was granted clemency? Yeah.
Oh man, bro. My brother tell us it was like kind of like unreal. Like it was like surreal to everything. You know what I'm saying? Like everything. It felt like God was it felt like the Creator was confirming that he was like he was with me, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause it was like, the whole time, I turned myself in, out of, just my belief in that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, look, whatever happens, you know what I mean? I trusted in the Creator. I ain't gonna say I got super religious. I am, a person that, I feel like I have to stay loyal to what I believe in, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, my whole bid, I was kind of just, I was kind of walking, in faith, like, you know what I mean? Like, not even just that I was gonna get out, like just that, you know, I was trusting the process. You know what I'm saying? Like okay, I'm here now. You know, hopefully this will get this stuff off my chest, and it started feeling better. You know what I mean? I started being able to, you know, not listen to those voices like, yo, hold up, I don't gotta listen to it. This thing is, this force is telling me to do, like, you know, yo, go ahead, destroy yourself. You know what I mean? And playing this game with myself, like I'm like, you know, when I realized that you didn't have to listen to all of that. You know what I mean? I started coming out of, you know what I mean, coming out of it. Like, you know
in prison.
Yeah,
as you're locked.
Yeah, in prison. I'm reading. Education, what I noticed in prison is that education is the key. You know what I'm saying? Just about yourself, not just, you know, being in school. I mean, just educating yourself on what you're going through. Like, you know what I mean? Why you feeling the way you feeling. And you start understanding yourself, and you start really kind of, you know, being aware and waking up out of whatever you're going through. You know? So, and that's kind of what I did. Like, I actually took the initiative to learn about myself and things like that. You know?
Have you sought out any therapy now that you're home? Anybody else to keep that dialogue going?
I mean,
keep the process going, the healing process, rather.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was taking advantage of the court, you know, the parole mandated stuff that I had to do. You know what I mean? So it was refreshing to still be able to sit in a forum and the brothers talk about their issues, and you know what I mean, because that was something that was like an everyday thing in jail. Like, you know what I mean? Like, brothers always had some type of forum. If it wasn't AVP, if it wasn't, you know, just the being in college, and you know, when brothers are going through a situation like jail, you know, it's kind of a community to it. Dudes, you know, we be, you know, if you in the area, in school, in class, brothers still chop it up, like, you know what I'm saying? So you don't really have that out here, you know, on that type of tip.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it was refreshing to kind of still go to those programs that, you know, they had me going to. You know what I mean?
You can probably find.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, but there's probably
but after a
some kind
while,
of,
you kind of know what you need. You know what I mean? Like, in a way, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you kind of realize that, you know, especially, you know, when you get you know, taken from those programs. Right? You know what I'm saying? You kind of know
the steps they gave you.
Yeah, the steps they give you, the tools you pick up. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I play it by it kind of air. Like, you know, when stuff comes around, I don't shy away from it. We having a meeting downstairs. You know, because I'm in the Fortune Society. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yo, so like sometimes, yo, they'll tell you like, yo, you know, we having a meeting downstairs, you know, a peer meeting, you know what I'm saying? And I don't, you know, I run around so much, they don't even expect me to go, like, you know what I mean? But I'll just go, you know what I mean? Just to get, you know, that vibe and that, you know, just that back and forth exchange, and you know what I'm saying? Just
the camaraderie.
Yeah, the camaraderie, and you know, to be able to be in a setting like that.
Very important. Safe spaces.
Yeah, safe space. That's great.
I remember speaking with Hot Boy Turk this year, and he had a drug problem before he went to jail. When you went to jail, there's no drugs, allegedly, right? But there's no drugs. There's no drugs. Did you go through any withdrawals? Like, how tough was that in jail with no drugs?
I mean, you know, and the creator is so perfect, man. It's because, like, for me, it was like one of them things where I kind of like weaned off of things, like, you know what I mean? Like, I got there, and at first I was still, you know, the type of person that would, you know, still smoke weed if they had, you know, not really, but I would do it if somebody had it. I'd be like, oh, word, you know what I'm saying?
You indulge?
Yeah, you know what I mean? But so, you know, then after a while, I was like, you know what I'm saying? And then after a while, I was smoking cigarettes, and, you know, I started working out. I always was type to play ball and stuff like that. So, you know, after a while, I started really, you know, paying attention to my health, well, being more health regimented, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. So, you know, after a while, I just left cigarettes alone, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, so I can't really say like I had like a withdrawal kind of thing. I probably did, like, not knowing what was going on, like, you know, the sleeping, you know, when I first came up north, I was sleeping all day, all night. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's all I wanted to do was sleep. You know what I'm saying? So that probably was what the withdrawal was for me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you know, and then you know, like I said, I just started building up from that. You know what I mean? From there.
What about pussy?
Oh yeah, I mean, you know, you know what I mean? It's, you know,
is that a wedding ring?
Yeah, this is a wedding ring. So
he didn't say that. He said, "Well, it is what it is."
I mean, you know,
I'm trying to help, bro. I'm trying to
I see. Got to give him a reminder.
get in front of us.
Did you get married while you was on the inside or before?
Yeah, I was actually married before I got locked up. You know, I was married to a young woman. That the woman of my the mother of my sons, we were married, and she, you know, we were married for 10 years, and we got married in 2005, and then 2015 she decided to get a divorce. You know, we was going through a lot. She was going through a lot. So we got a divorce, and then I met another young woman a couple of years later. And then we got married, you know. Shout out to her. Shout out to Hustle Money. Extraordinaire, baby. I wouldn't be able to live it down. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know. So yeah, man. You know, it was just.
How much did that help?
Yeah, that helped a lot. You know, we didn't even get a chance to have trailers. You know what I'm saying? But just to you know, the companionship of a woman, you know, and just, you know, that connection that we have is, you know, helped me a lot in that bit, you know, visits and stuff like that. You know, it's people need that kind of stuff in jail, man.
Got to be tough losing your wife while you're behind bars.
It was, but I put her through a lot, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was on drugs, you know, half the time. You know what I mean? You know, I was, you know, doing all kinds of things that was hurting her. You know what I mean? So I understood when she said she wanted a divorce. You know what I'm saying? I was, you know, I didn't contest it. I was like, well, look, you know, we don't have to do this. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I understand. You know, if that's what you want to do. So you know, we weren't on any bad terms, anything. You know what I mean? It was just like, yo, look, I need to take care of our sons, and this is what I need to do right now for me. And you know, I was like, all right, well, you know, I'm here. I'm not going anywhere, you know. So, you know, it was one of those things, you know. Then I met the young lady, Letitia.
You saying it like you was out in the club, like I met.
Yeah, then I met her. Well, I actually met her through, like, you know, social media, mutual friend. You know what I mean? Knew my aunt. You know, my aunt, you know how mutual people know somebody on Facebook?
Yeah.
So my man had her on his Facebook, and then she knew, since she was kind of, then she met my aunt through that, you know what I mean? And then I guess, you know, my aunt was like, yo, yeah, that's my nephew, and then, you know, my aunt hollered at me like, yo, this is a beautiful young lady, man. She, you know, you should meet her, you know. She wasn't really trying to get with me or nothing. She just was a friend of my aunt's, and then my aunt was like, "Yo, you should meet. I think y'all be cool." And then one day I'm gonna ask her if she don't mind. 'Cause my aunt was trying to hook us up, basically. Like, you need a woman in your life, type of thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then she was like, "Look, so I'm gonna ask her if she can call one day, and you know, I could call you, and you know, I could call her, and y'all could talk." And then, you know, she was with it, you know, and then, you know, we started.
She Harlem shaked herself into a situation.
Man, you know, she just was actually just kind of you know, keep me strong type of thing. That's how our relationship was at first, you know. Just, yo, you know, hold your head in there, you know. If anything, I'm here. Call me, you know. You know, at first I didn't have a number, so my aunt was like, you know, our liaison, you know. She was just like, yo, one day she was like, yo, look, you know, like, you can call me too. Like, you don't really gotta always call through your aunt, you know what I'm saying? So that was how that time progressed, you know what I mean?
How did you know you wanted to get married to her?
I don't know, man. It was just something that clicked. We were just talking about that the other day, like, you know what I mean? It was something that clicked, you know, in her voice. Like, it was just something that was really familiar about her soul, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And it was like, you know, I didn't know what it was, you know what I'm saying? It's just every time I spoke to her, like I felt some kind of way, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if it was because I had been around a woman, but it was more than that. It was just like her spirit was like what I was kind of looking for, like, you know what I'm saying? She was like real loyal, like real like kind of like, you know,
solid.
Yeah, she was solid. Like that's a good word for her. Like she was like, you know, like, yo, look, this is how I would be if I was, you know what I mean? And this is what this is how I am, you know what I mean? I was like, you know what I mean? So, you know, she just intrigued me, you know what I'm saying? And we just wound up hitting it off.
That's dope.
Wow.
That's dope.
So that's what's
dope.
Thanks to social media.
Good old Mark Zuckerberg.
Speaking of social media.
And Auntie. Can't forget Auntie.
Yeah.
Shout out to Auntie.
Shout out to Auntie.
She's the plug.
Right.
She's the plug.
Oh, God bless. God
Thank you,
bless.
thank you,
God
man. Yeah,
bless.
she passed away a few years after that.
So speaking of social media, your adjustment coming home. Because none of this was there, I think, when you went in, right?
Nah, we had Facebook. I was just learning, like, you know, how to, you know, MySpace.
MySpace,
You
yeah.
know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Yeah, Facebook. Then Facebook kind of started getting really. So I started like we was putting out little independent movies at that time. I had just learned how to like upload my movies. And that's when you upload a movie to Facebook. It took like
2 days.
I used to, and I didn't have a computer, so I used to have to go to the internet cafes and all that.
no.
So I used to be sitting there for hours loading up movies, like, yo, damn, but that was my little one too, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Getting stuff out there and getting the shows and, you know, like that, and, you know, dudes hollering, that's how I was eating, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that was what I experienced with social media. Like, it was basically just like what I used to get shows, like, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, when I came home, this is just a whole, it's like on steroids.
You was early to it. If you was doing that on Facebook, you was early to it. These brothers is like they making those same kind of moves as we speak today, but you were doing that before you went in.
That's early.
Well, yeah.
I mean, realize
movies and
I
promo
didn't even
clips.
realize it was the outlet I saw my opening. You know what I mean? That's all that really was.
I ain't gonna lie, when your phone rang, I was like, does he know how to turn the ring on?
He did say, my bad.
Right, he said my bad. Right, but he didn't turn it off. I noticed that. He just said, my bad. And he was like this. He looking at his shit like, I was like, it'll stop.
You heard him just now? It'll stop. It'll stop. It's fine.
Give it a minute.
They don't hear it. It's fine. It's fine. Put this in my pocket. Nobody's looking. Nobody's fine.
Oh, word. Did you? Oh, my bad. You told me to turn the whole thing on. I know how to do that.
We told you to turn the ring up. Never mind. Nah, rock out. Whatever works. Rock out. All right, let me see.
Right. That was
good.
So
good now.
So what's next, man? You got this incredible walk. You got a story to tell. What's the next step?
I mean, the next step is basically to just kind of just let, put a lot of that stuff, execute, the things that we've been trying to put together. We got a book. I wrote a book I was just telling the brother about. It's called Memoirs of a Credible Messenger. The G.Dep Coleman story. We're putting that out. It's a book that I wrote a while ago. I wrote it in maybe about 2012 actually.
Wow.
And it's in rhyme, the whole book. You know what I'm saying? So
the whole book rhymes.
Yeah, the whole book is in rhyme.
That's crazy.
It's an autobiography. You know what I mean? So I just started from the beginning. I just wrote the whole thing in rhyme. You know what I mean?
How many pages is that?
300, something like that.
300? Yeah.
Like every once in a while, I got this thing in there. I don't want to give too much away about the book.
Well, you got like 75 albums in a book, bro.
You know what I was thinking about? I'm like, yo, so if I do an Audible book, that's like a mean little album. That's a fact.
Facts. Boom.
That's crazy.
Especially if I do it. Like, because a lot of people get other people to do Audible books. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm looking forward to that actually. That'll be fun.
Shout out to BR. Life story.
Word. Life story. Shout out to BR.
Shout out to BR, man.
What do you want? If you could snap your fingers right now, and what do you want?
I just wanna be like probably a whole person. You know what I'm saying? Like what we're meant to be, you know, without the distractions, without anything, hindering us, what's our original, purpose, our original, you know what I'm saying, trajectory, you know what I'm saying, without a lot of this stuff. Like that's what I want to experience, you know what I'm saying, and see, I just want to be my best person, my best me.
What does that look like for you?
To me, that is successful, at whatever I tried to do, you know what I mean? And just kind of able to manage, relationships, just had to have a balance, and to maintain that balance. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what I would want. You know what I mean? Just to be able to, handle my balance, man.
G.Dep.
We want that for you.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
Memoirs of a Credible Messenger. And you got a project coming out.
Yeah. Lessons Never Losses.
Lessons Never Losses.
Lessons Never Losses. That'll be out.
I like that.
Real soon, couple of months. You know what I mean? And after that, we're gonna drop the Off the Count album. That's the album that we was, talking about, like the pain and, it's the whole jail experience. You know what I mean? From day one to day none.
Dope.
We got to shout out his YouTube. He said he was low on subscribers.
Wow, and go follow my man G.Dep YouTube. Tell him what your YouTube is.
Man, at G.Dep channel, man. Simple,
At G.Dep channel.
Yeah, man.
Right.
Let's get him to 1,000 subscribers so he can start monetizing.
To 500,000.
Get him to 50.
Yeah.
All right? As I said so.
Let's do it.
I'll let your boy.
Show them the plaque again, man. Just in case they forget, man.
That's your YouTube credit.
What we doing?
50,000 to G.Dep YouTube credit card.
That's equivalent to going diamond.
Celebration coming soon. Pay attention.
Yeah, we're going to be lit, too.
We out.
It's Hoffa, trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rapper.